Well, I was almost on time. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. Oh, man, my voice is scratchy. Oh, I sound bad. Hi. How's it going? Let me try to fix this real fast. If you can't tell, it's drainage season around here. How you doing? This is Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you've been well. I've been uh, nothing horrible, but nothing to really complain about. I am a little sore today because I did quite a bit of what do they call it? Manual labor, where you're using your body to do stuff. Before we begin, yesterday was Dark Resurrect's birthday, and I didn't do a show, so let's get this out of the way real fast. Dark Resurrect, this one is for you, my friend, and a one and a two. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dark Resurrect. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you had a good one. I really do. What did I do for your birthday? I sat on my ass. Yeah. So I hope you had a better birthday for yourself than I had for you. Guys, we are going to Monkey Lives. I know, man. Last couple of days. Um, I don't really want to get into it, but it's been a rough couple of days. I'm fine. I just yeah, yeah. So let's move on because I want to talk about funny court cases and well, somewhat funny court cases. Not all of them. Some of them are fucking gross. But we do have quite a bit going on. I would have been here actually early tonight, but I got distracted by the Candace Owens thing. We're going to start with Candace Owens. She's not even on the thumbnail or in the title, but we got to talk about this. Okay, so Andrew Wilson and her had a Twitter beef, and he challenged her to a debate, and I believe the like a $300,000 debate. And she's like, but what about 500,000 or some stupid shit like that? I forget what the exact thing is, but one thing leads to another, and they have a formal ish debate in her little studio with the guy who does the debate things now online. I don't know his name. I've seen it many times. I'm sure you mean Thunder. Don't say things like that. I tend to just read. Yes, I do mean her. So I didn't watch all of this. I have not seen the whole thing. Yeah, frankly, I just realized this happened because usually when you have these personalities like we're gonna do a debate, it's a couple of weeks down the road that they finally get it set up. If you're lucky. Um, Birthday. I'm not whose birthday? Who? What birthday did I mean? Oh, Carly. This is for you, and a one and a two. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carly. Happy birthday to you. 11. Happy birthday. That's a good year. I had a lot of fun in my 11th year, and I hope you do too. Happy birthday. Okay. So, the subject of the debate was the Charlie Kirk stuff. And Candace Owens's insane ability to literally make shit up out of, you know, nothing, literally nothing. And I'm watching this. I just realized this had happened right before the show. So I didn't get to watch a lot. I just jumped around to various points. And one thing I did notice, again, I maybe saw 5 clippable moments. But Andrew, to his credit, is not at all animated during this. He's usually much more animated, and maybe it's because they are in person, and there is that theory that when people are face to face, they're much nicer to each other. Well, maybe. So Andrew does a decent enough job of just presenting his evidence or questioning her evidence, as the case may be. Meanwhile, Candace sits there like a petulant child the whole time, and even most of her answers come off as how do I want to put this? White girl caught lying. That's how it really comes across. There's one moment in this which they're playing clips of things that she said, and they play a clip. And instead of addressing what is said, she's like, how come that's all of your clips start in the middle of a sentence? Huh? How come all of your clips? It seems like you're doing something trying to take me out of context. Well, here's what you can do, sweetie. Um, address what was said, and if it is out of context, explain how it's out of context. It's pretty simple. It's just like, meh. Uh, petulant. Yeah, she does come off as a petulant child a lot. She really does, and it's even her demeanor. If you watch the way she's sitting there, Andrew's, he's got his arm up, he's kind of relaxed, and she's like leg crossed with her hand. I shouldn't have to answer for all the stupid shit that I've made up. There's one part where Andrew's like, "So you think Israel and France are involved?" She's like, "I've never said that." And he goes, "Yeah, but this is what you did say." She goes, "Well, I do think that, but I'm not going to sit here and be questioned on things I haven't said." But, but, the- um, okay, yeah, I mean, I suppose that's one way of going about it. I do believe that, but I'm not going to be questioned about that thing that I believe that's relevant to what we're talking about because I've never said those exact words in that exact way. Did she actually get paid 300K for this nonsense? I don't know how much the end result ended up being. Um, but one thing that it does happen over and over are long ad breaks for her because it's done on her channel. Yeah. Look, Candace Owens is a despicable piece of shit. I'm just saying that out loud. But if you want to learn about how to market yourself and make a lot of money by lying to people, she is definitely who you want to watch. First, Ratty, thank you. My bro and my birthday, him, Jay, and me, Rat, 6 years apart. Oh, wow. So there's like one day a year. Your parents really like to do it, huh? All right. Jay and Rat, this is for you. And a one and a two. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay and Ratty. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you guys had a great one. I really do. The quartering donated a huge chunk of change, then cried he has no money and needs people to buy his coffee. Wait, did the quartering donate to this? Of course he did. Have you guys been watching what's going on with that idiot? Oh my god. So basically he pulled a honey, allegedly. For those of you who don't know, what he did is Amazon links. If you're an affiliate with Amazon, you put a link in your bio for something, right? Like if I wanted to sell or not sell, but promote the microphone I use. I can get an affiliate link where in my description it would say, go here to get the monkey microphone, which is by Shure, not by me. And then you guys go over there and you buy it, and I get a cut of the sale. But something that Amazon does that's really weird is that if somebody uses your affiliate link like that, for like the next 24 hours, if they go back to Amazon and buy anything, the person with the affiliate link gets a chunk of that change. Well, he he does this weird thing where he puts his own affiliate link and then redirects to that affiliate link again and basically breaks Amazon's terms of service, very likely breaks federal trade laws. And yeah, so that idiot's. And then people pointed out, and he's like, "Why y'all being mean to me again?" Thank you. Yes, we know the week they camp for fun time. Oh, thank you, First Rady. That's a weird thing to know about your parents, though, isn't it? Like, I have a friend, and his daughter knows like within 2 days when she was conceived, because the parents went away on their anniversary weekend, and yeah, 9 months later, she popped out a kid. Anyway, Gigi, thank you. The PBD chat was great. At least 30% of the chatters were laying into him, and he tried to remove them from chat, even though it wasn't his chat. LOL. PBD, help me out there. It's PBD. I'm not sure. Um, oh, that's something else. Why are you being so mean? Relax, Jeremy. Don't shit your pants over this. Well, I mean, it's funny. Okay, the Candace thing, I haven't watched enough of it to give more of an opinion than I already have. Patrick Bet Davis, is that the guy, the debate moderator? Okay. Um, why were they giving whatever? So why are they giving him shit? He did a decent job from what I saw. He told them when to play clips. Anyway, the Jeremy thing is just weird because this idiot just can't get out of his own way. He's doing well for himself still. He's still making shit tons of money off of dumbasses, but I lost all my respect for the quartering. I've never had a lot of respect for the quartering, so this is nothing new to me. I suss that bitch out immediately. I am very intuitive when it comes to people. And there was just something about that fat retard weaseling his way into the anti-SJW movement. If you go back to what really makes Jeremy famous in this circle of people, it's the guy who punches him at the Magic the Gathering event, right? And look, they're so violent. You called the dude a pedophile repeatedly, and then he punched you in the face for it. Should he get criminal charges for that? Sure. Do I understand why a guy you called a pedophile punched you in the face? Absolutely. Absolutely. Send him to jail. Let him get a little a misdemeanor assault charge on his record. But if you're going to tell that story, tell the whole story. Like, this guy assaulted me for no reason, except I called him a pedophile to my thousands of followers. maybe there was a reason. It might not be a legally just reason to get punched in the face, but at least tell the whole story, you piece of shit. But anyway, Jeremy's a douchebag, and yeah, he's getting caught yet again being a douchebag. But today we're here to catch up. Oh, I don't want to start with that. We're gonna move that to the end of the story. We're here to catch up on some legal cases because we've talked about all of these people before, and we're gonna start here with Doordash girl. Fuck, I knew her name 10 minutes ago. I read it. I don't care. We're just gonna call her Doordash girl. She this is a chick who was supposed to deliver food to a guy, and when she gets there, she takes a picture of him naked on his couch, claiming that she was sexually assaulted. She never comes in the house, and the guy's passed out on the couch with his pants down. And she purposefully took a picture of his junk and then runs to the internet to be like, I was sexually assaulted. And TikTok's like, I'm sorry, is one of our people putting up naked pictures of our customers? Let's fire her. And she was like, oh my God, they fired me. And tried to make a big deal. I was sexually assaulted. Again, the guy was passed out. Now we don't know for sure because we see the Elijah Wood. I saw somebody say Frodo earlier and I didn't put it together, but seeing Elijah Wood, yeah, there is a eerie resemblance there. There's rumor that there's a video of her from the Ring camera pushing the door open further than it was because she was told to just drop the food off at the door. That's what you're supposed to do. Drop it off at the door and fucking leave. And instead, she takes a video of this guy passed out naked with his pants around his ankles and claims to have been sexually assaulted. And we watched some of the videos of her just freaking out, just screaming, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. You guys, I'm the victim. You know, I was the one who did it. Her legal team is trying to press the issue that the guy didn't have a reasonable expectation of privacy because his door was open. All right. For argument's sake, let's say that's true, right? Let's say he left the door wide open, which the door's not wide. I'm making this as easy as we can for her. The door's wide open. He's laying there naked with his junk pointed at the door, which it wasn't. He's on the couch, which is off on the far left wall when you look through that door. But let's say he's naked, facing the door. No chance of any privacy, right? No, it's still in your home. And even if you want to say, well, I saw him naked, that's fine. But what you can't do at that point is then pull out a camera and take a fucking picture of it, because it's still inside my home. Even if I have the door fucking open, I do have a expectation of privacy in my home, not to be filmed, not to have pictures taken. And there's precedent on this going back with different stalking charges and other kinds of cases like that. But she is costing, I think this is in New York, right? She's using a public defender. She really does just need to take a guilty plea on this, because you're guilty as shit. But she is costing the people of New York a shit ton of money for a law that is pretty on the books. This isn't a new thing. This isn't some novel case, some novel legal justification they're trying here. The bitch did what she did. She took a video of a guy passed out naked. Can you imagine? Let's reverse this. Let's say the guy came to her house and she's passed out naked and her vag is clearly on display. You think there would be any pushback to the fact that this bitch just needs to go to jail? What's up, Jack?
Yeah, how's it going?
Living the dream. I'm in a lot of pain because I overdid it today.
No, you overdoing it?
In fairness, it's in the pursuit of less pain in the long run. And I'll talk to you about it offline. But yeah, a little bit sore.
Well, should be careful.
Is she stupid enough to take this to trial? It looks like she is. There's another hearing coming up at the beginning of September. I want to say on the 7th, but don't quote me on that. When the judge decides then, because the judge is going to decide on the reasonable expectation of privacy thing. And my guess would be that the judge is going to come back and go, no, just no. And at that point, her lawyer, if he's smart, will be like, yeah, we just need to take whatever deal they offer. Because again, I don't think this woman, I'd say again, even though I haven't brought this up, I don't think that this woman is facing, like, if you look at the actual law, she's facing 8 years. But she's a first-time offender. And the chances of her going to jail for a long time over this, she'd probably get probation. That would be my guess of what they're offering her. Just plead guilty. And maybe they're like, hey, you get 6 months in county, right? But there's no way that they're the deal that they're offering a first-time, let's call her what she is, sex offender, a deal for like 2 years in the Hooskow. There's no fucking way that's on the table.
I think they're probably going to push for a little bit of jail time, like in a county or something, and some probation. But if she's dumb and pushes it, they'll take that deal right off the table.
So she can keep fighting this, but this is a really, really dumb thing. And all she's doing is costing the people of New York, because she does have a public defender. And then fat ass, I saw him in a clip where he's like, you have a reasonable expectation of privacy until you do something where you don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy. Okay.
As his evil one pointed out, she pushed the door open.
Even if she didn't, you opening your door to your home does not get rid of your reasonable expectation of privacy, especially when it comes to recording.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan, who says, morning, monkey. Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. Good time to remind you, we're brought to you by you. We're both jobless losers. So if you want to give us money, we like it.
I like money. And yeah, that was accurate.
The best We're jobless losers. Help us out.
My mom always said I was a winner.
I'll start a coffee company. I'm not going to make any coffee or anything, but I'll be like, coffee brand monkey brand coffee.
Monkey brand guano.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, don't get me started on that. There's a bat who just won't stop coming in my house.
Oh.
Yeah. You're not allowed to kill bats in Michigan, but he may what's the word I'm looking for here? He may off himself.
His soul to another realm.
Yeah, he might. Little fucker keeps coming. He's been in the house like 4 times this week.
He chose the route of the multiverse.
Yeah, to help catch him, we actually bought a tennis racket today. To help catch him. I'm using big ass here. Catch him. I'll let your cat eat the bat. Here, Phoebe has no interest in that bat whatsoever. Stop leaving the door open. We're not leaving the door open. We think it's coming in through the mini split. Apparently, that's an issue that can happen with mini splits, so we got to get some screening up around it.
Yeah, I've got a small hole in my laundry room. That's how bats keep getting in here. And the cat will just run and hide. She's like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah, because it's not like a bird. It's so loud.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're big. They're scary. You know, I'm good. I get it. If I was a cat, I mean, it's about the same size with the wingspan. Right. So.
Oh, look, Phoebe could fuck this thing up, but she's not even scared of it. She's just like, fuck, it's in again.
Oh, hey, real quick. Thank you, Alan, who says, morning, my friend. Good morning, Alan. I hope you're having a great day. As I always wish everybody. You guys are all like friends, you know, like we see you guys, we talk to you, get to know you a little bit. And you have to put up with us, and you keep coming back, so you must like us.
Yeah, true.
No, I forgot to mention. Go ahead.
That didn't stop you the first time, Monk.
That bat was alive when it left his house.
Thank you very much. Go ahead. I'm sorry, but
we have to sing "Happy Birthday to Dark Resurrect."
No, we don't.
Why?
Because I did it at the top of the show.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure we did that because he asked me to ask you.
Has the bat ever swooped at anyone? Not me, because I stay hidden when there's a bat in the house.
Stealthy kills. Are you under a cardboard box?
No, my son is actually taking care of it every time it's been in the house. And Lady Monkey did it one time, but I didn't even know it was in the house that time. But yeah, now that I have a tennis racket, I might help catch it.
I have a butterfly net, which looks suspiciously like a broom.
Does it? Yeah. You know what really pissed me off? Because Phoebe one time caught a couple of mice, and I shooed her off it, and I beat him to death with a broom. A bat is just a rat with wings, but I'm not allowed to beat it to death with a broom because some asshole decided that they're endangered or something.
Yeah, they're more maneuverable than mice and rats. I've discovered they're very, very agile little creatures. Considering how they look like they have the flying pattern of a dragon, you'd think they'd take like wide swaths. No, those things are really on the nose. They'll fly right at you and then veer at the last second, like those dumbass kids on bicycles.
Yeah, bats are good. They eat mosquitoes. Bats are good when they're outside of my fucking house.
Yeah. I tolerate critters until they're in my home.
Yep. I don't kill. Well, I guess I did kill some. What are the moles?
They were on the curtilage of your house. That's stand your ground rules.
There was actually a funny video Lady Monkey took tonight of the deer that has become our unofficial pet chasing my neighbor's cat out of my yard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like, get out. This is my house.
This is my food.
We're very animal friendly around here. As long as the ones that belong outside stay the fuck outside.
Exactly. Insects, rodents, etc. Outside. Nope.
See, I do let if I see spiders in the house, I allow, and they're not insects, but arachnids. I do let them hang out.
Well, they eat the bugs.
Yeah.
So as long as they're not like venomous or otherwise dangerous to me, like I'll kill the brown recluse all day long.
Thank you, Darth Mondo. Just keep the sky puppy as a pet. Hell no. I don't like bats. They look like mice and they fly. Gigi Evans, pro tip, just spray Clorox. Bats hate that the most, or hate that like most other living things. I don't want my whole house to smell like bleach, though.
Yeah, it works well for burglars, too. You throw a thing of bleach in their face, they try and leave immediately.
It also works on CNN correspondents, not CNN, not. I'm thinking of Lemon when I mean Smollett. I was going to say soon to be fired Empire employees, but yeah.
This is MAGA country.
MAGA country. Albatross, thank you so much. I went camping recently in Northern California. As soon as the sun goes down, the bats swoop pretty close to you to eat the mosquitoes. Kind of cool. When we used to hang out with my neighbor, well, not my best friend who lives like 5 miles away. And at night, his wife would sit outside with a cigarette, and when she was done, she'd flick them to watch the bats come in and try to catch it. And I was like, with bats? I actually don't mind them if they're outside, because bats outside tend to leave you the fuck alone. Even if they come down low, yeah, they're coming in for the mosquitoes, but there's no mosquitoes in my house. All right, back to Doordash girl here. She's probably going to get a slap on the hand eventually, but this nonsense, it's kind of going to be a recurring theme with the 3 cases we're going to talk about here. They're trying this novel bullshit of like, he had his door open, so there's no expectation of privacy, which I'm fairly certain there's not a single case law for, and there's several against that. Just because you can see into somebody's home does not give you permission to record those people in their home.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if it was like incidental, you're trying to film something else and you end up catching somebody wandering naked or something, but that's not what's going on here. She actively was surveilling this man.
Do you remember when when Matthew McConaughey got arrested? He was naked in his house, and you know what came of that? Nothing. He was in his house.
Yeah, you're allowed to be naked in your house. Yeah, there was a court case not that long ago about a dude wandering naked in his living room in front of a big picture window, and it was near a school bus stop, and they tried to get him for indecent exposure to children, but he's in his own home.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, buy some curtains, douche. But
real quick, thank you, Albatross. Also, weird fact: bats are most closely related to hooved animals and carnivores than to rodents. Well, then they shouldn't look so much like rodents. If it was a flying deer, maybe I'd keep it. Anyhow, so yeah, this is such a nonsensical case. And the funniest part of this is if she would have just been like any normal person, like you walk up to the door's slightly open, but you're only there to put shit down. And so you put shit down and leave. None of this would happen. But she saw her moment to be a victim on the internet. That's what this is all about. Because remember, she claims sexual assault, not even sexual harassment, sexual assault.
That's a hell of an accusation, man.
Yeah. And one other thing I do think is important. She wasn't like on the sidewalk in front of her house and saw him naked. She's on his property taking that picture. She had to get right up to the door to film this video. And how do you claim that the person has no expectation of privacy then? I was all the way up to his door. He has no expectation of privacy. He assaulted me with the sight of him. Well, that is her claim. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. A lot of the stuff that is considered sexual assault or sexual harassment these days are, let's call them what they are, bullshit. They're just bullshit.
Yeah. You know who would clear that up is sexual harassment Panda. Panda. Classic.
All right, let's move on to our second moron of the day. Donnie Lemon. Donnie Lemon, his case is still ongoing, Jack. I don't know if you've been following it.
I saw he's losing every stupid thing he tries has not worked.
Well, we need to bring this chick up on the channel too. This is Georgia Fort. She is one of the 3 journalists being charged with this guy. I forget the third guy's name.
Air quotes journalist.
Journalist, yeah, a journalist. She just got okay, so there's a motion to dismiss, 2 motions to dismiss that her legal team put forward. And they are so long and nonsensical that the judge put rules into how long the motions can be. You are facing a fucking judge here over a case of you violating people's religious liberties, and you decide this is how you want to behave. You want to piss off the court? Really? 1,000 pages between the two motions, Jack.
What?
Yeah. For motions to dismiss, which, by the way, much of what's in there has nothing to do. Like, one of the things that's in her motion to dismiss is that ICE trapped a family in a car with gas.
Did she have Chat GPT write that? Like, is that all she did all day? 1,000 pages? You know how long that takes to write?
Well, the government comes back and like, could you sanction this bitch? Because they're clearly just trying to waste our time.
Yeah.
And the judge rightfully says, I can't, because in criminal cases, there's no standing rule on how long motions can be. But this motion pissed her off so much, the judge pissed her off so much that she instituted the civil procedures.
That's amazing, actually. You really pissed off everyone if you did that.
And
wow.
Yeah. So
are they doing some sovereign citizen bullshit too? Like, I don't recognize your jurisdiction. I want to speak to an admiral.
No, but they're trying to use this case to adjudicate ICE behavior. And that's not what this case is about at all.
That's not how courts work.
And that's a large part of her filings, is talking about other shit that ICE did. Like, okay, even if ICE did all of those things in the worst possible light you can paint them, that does not give you permission to go into this church and interrupt their service. There's literally laws against what you did.
Yeah.
They just keep losing every time they try to do something. Don Lemon and all three of the journalists, they wanted their case separated from the protesters. Like, no, we deserve our own trial because we're journalists and we're special people. This is a real thing they tried doing.
Yeah, and it didn't work because they're stupid.
Yeah, the judge told him to go fuck himself. You know, in legalese. I've been enjoying watching this case because these idiots are just digging their hole deeper. If they would just come out and be like, yeah, we didn't think about it, we fucked up, my bad. Smack on the hand, you get some probation, that's it. That's all you're going to get for something like this.
Well, they're going to talk themselves into jail because they're dumb.
They're trying to make this about things that it's not about. And I just want to point out, when you're making your dismissal thing, and you're like, I wasn't a protester. By the way, here's all the shit ICE did wrong.
Yeah.
Do you really think you made your case better?
That's exactly it. You can have like your activism bullshit, but you shut up about it when you're in court, because by doing this, you just added yourself to the protesters.
Yeah.
You are a fucking fool.
Why bring up what ICE has done bad if you were just there to record the people who were pissed off about it?
Yeah, look, every lawyer I've worked with, even the one, like when I had to have a copyright attorney, even he said, the less you say, the better. Keep your mouth shut. And that is exactly the greatest advice you can have. Don't answer a bunch of questions and don't do a bunch of nonsense to try and get you. I'm just going to throw all this shit in there for politics. You're dumb.
Yeah, the whole thing behind this is nonsensical, because when it comes to the protesters, I don't know what their arguments are. I don't care about them.
Yeah, they're dumb.
When it comes to the journalists, though, they really are trying to get this idea that journalists are special. Look, if Don Lemon, all he did was record this, and like he heard it was happening, so he rushed over there and recorded it. That's journalism. When you're there at the planning stage, when you go in with them, when you make their arguments for them to the people that they are. Because remember, he didn't just talk to the pastor. These guys didn't just, like, the pastor who's supposedly the bad guy here. They didn't just talk to him. They went like, what do you think of your pastor being a cocksucker? And put a microphone in somebody's face.
Yeah.
That's not journalism.
No, when you're actively participating, you are an accessory. You you are not an impartial party.
Yeah.
Also, some really good lines here in chat. Let your lawyer handle the court. That's what you're paying him for. So shut the fuck up. Absolutely, evil one. And Faithless said, you're acting like these people have IQ higher than room temperature. Also a very good point.
Well, it is a real problem with our media where we talked about the Chris Cuomo thing. They think that they have special rights that they don't. This is why, like, the idea of citizen journalism really pisses them off, which, if you go back to the First Amendment, the citizen journalist is way more important than corporate shill. These were just citizens who got their own printing press thing set up to pass out pamphlets to people. That's the kind of stuff that the First Amendment was set up for.
Yeah, it was people like Thomas Paine and Ben Franklin who were being subversive at the time.
But the media today is like, no, I work for CNN, and if you don't work for something with 3 initials, then you're not a real journalist. It's not what the founders would have said, fucker.
Yeah, and the courts have upheld this time and time again. Citizen journalists are a real thing. You don't need to join a press thing. You don't need to have credentials. You just have to be somewhere doing journalistic activity.
He even tried to not say certain things before he went in because he knew it would be over the line. Oh, yeah. Don't forget that Don Lemon, they knew where they were going. Like, we can't really say it out loud right now. Well, why not? You're just doing journalism. That's something you should have been able to say from the very beginning if there was nothing wrong with what you were doing. And this is what I think is really going to screw them, because I really don't think these guys are going to jail. At least not the journalists. I do think that they'll probably get something like probation and don't do this again. If this was an abortion clinic, they'd be in jail for the full time. Because remember, the FACE Act was, no matter what it's written and says, the whole thing was don't protest abortion. That's all the FACE Act was about. Luckily, the Republicans were like, hey, if you're going to do that, you need to do it for churches too. And they're like, okay, fine, fuck it. We'll do it for churches too.
And here we are.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
I mean, there was that one guy who got hit with the FACE Act because he was defending his kid from a guy who put his hands on his child. Outside an abortion clinic way down the fucking street, they tried to get him with FACE. But hey, these guys, they were just mad because this guy in his day job does something, and so they decided to approach it at a church. That seems a weird place to confront him, doesn't it? You didn't confront
him. So, but these people are shameless assholes.
You didn't confront him at his job. You confronted him at his church and his parishioners. And this is where I really do think they're just going to end up with something like probation, Jack. But they need to go to prison for this.
Oh, I agree.
If you want to have this law, then it has to mean something. If you want to get rid of the law and be like, hell, you can actually protest anywhere, anyway, I guess. But this is y'all's rules, not mine. And this motherfucker, especially this cocksucker on the screen right there. I hate Don Lemon. And I'm trying not to let my hatred of him bleed into my thoughts on this. But it's really hard. Because he is objectively a bad person. And he knew what he was doing was wrong. You know that from the way that we see the buildup to the video. There's no way he thought what he was doing was okay. He knew it was wrong. There might be people that were involved in the protest who were like, oh, well, we're just going to go confront him, and had no idea of the FACE Act or the KKK Act. They didn't know anything about Don Lemon knew, and he did it anyway. He just thumbed his fucking nose at it because I'm a journalist. I get to do whatever I want. No, you don't, you little fucker. You don't get to get away with it. And these are people who will sit there and tell you there's should only be one justice in America. Shouldn't be 2 levels of crimes for people. Everybody under the same standard. And I fucking hate. He's a fucking hypocritical piece of shit. Thoughts on the Baby Gabrielle case. Let me bring that up over here because that was a really long one. I don't know what Baby Gabrielle is. And this is taking forever to load, so we'll find out in just a second. There we go. Thank you, Donnie Lemonhead. Thoughts on the baby Gabrielle case? A black surrogate went against the baby's parents and chose not to abort because the baby had a heart defect. And the Lindsay Clancy case, a woman who strangled her 3 young children and then jumped off a roof. Let's deal with Lindsay Clancy first. I've never heard of either of these cases, but if she strangled her 3 young children and then jumped off a roof, my only thought there is I hope the bitch died.
I don't think she did. I think she's on trial.
If you ever want to really piss me off, just bring up the name Susan Smith.
Oh, God, yeah.
You don't hurt children, period. Okay, and as baby Gabrielle, black surrogate went against the parents' wishes to abort. I think that she should have to keep the baby, but the parents should have to support it. They should have to pay child support.
Well, I think they have custody of the kid now.
Oh.
Because, I mean, it's genetically the dad's.
Sure.
Mom's, so.
But if they did want an abortion and she didn't go along with it, she should be the one who has to raise it, but it should be on their dime because that baby exists because of them.
Yeah, I blame everybody because I hate most people involved in these things. I don't generally have a problem with surrogacy, but most of the people I see doing it are complete assholes.
Speaking of complete assholes, let's get on to our final case of the day. Luigi Mangione. Another legal aspect where they're trying to be like, no, we're going to pretend the law doesn't exist.
All right.
So the other day, Luigi Mangione pleads guilty to federal stalking laws or violations. And we'll watch his lawyer's statement. It's so fucking gross. So gross.
Yep.
But I wanted to highlight this part from the CNN coverage of it. So he pleads guilty to what he did, and he lays out how he did it. And his comment starts out with, I had severe back pain and couldn't get any help from the insurance company, so I pretended to be a big investor, and they had this investor conference, and they immediately called me back. Like the people trying to raise money called back somebody who said they had a lot of money to give, huh?
Yeah, weird how that works.
But he's trying to juxtapose that. I can say that word. He's trying to compare it to him trying to get help when he calls the insurance company for his bad back. You didn't have this health insurance company, you piece of shit. You killed the guy.
Somebody had to pay.
That had nothing to do with you. And fuck you. I've seen how you move and shit. Your back's fine, you little prick. Speaking of which, I do want to. This is going to be tangential. We're going off on a tangent just for a second.
Woo!
We talked about Jeremy earlier, but he can go fuck himself with I'm in pain every day. Kiss my whole ass.
From what, DTs?
From gout. He's got the gout, don't you know, from being a fucking dirty alcoholic.
Oh, fuck off, dude. Look, I get gout occasionally. Stop drinking booze, retard.
He's got gout, and he went on a all red meat diet.
You're not supposed to eat red meat either. It's in moderation.
Yeah. So, and this little fucker's trying to get people's sympathies with I'm in pain every day. You want to compare? You want to trade for just a little bit?
Right?
This is another one like Luigi. Like, I've seen you moving around and shit. I've never once seen you be even a little bit annoyed at the pain in you. There are days I literally just scream because it's too much to take sometimes. I was in the store today. This happened to me today, Jack. Just I just get random nerve pains. My body's like, let's see if he likes this. We're standing at Walmart checking out, and I got a pain so bad in my both the cashier and my wife asked me if I was okay. They said I turned bright white and looked like I was going to pass out.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then it was gone. And I haven't had a problem with it since. That's my life, Jeremy. You little prick. And you're like, oh my God, I got the gout. Well, you drink like a fucking fish, and you went on a red meat diet, which is something you're not supposed to even really be touching with gout, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, like this is not new information. This has been known for at least 100 years, probably significantly longer. You don't eat, you moderate your red meat to almost non-existence. You don't eat anything like liver or anything like that. The really like the organ meats. You don't eat any of that shit. You don't drink wine. You don't drink alcohol. You try and cut down on your soda. And don't eat anything with high fructose in it. This is not anything new.
But him trying to pull the sympathy card, I got so pissed when I saw that. I'm like, really? You fucking piece of shit? It's not bad enough that you're scamming people and getting people's livelihood shut down because they dared point out that you're a bitch. Now you're trying to get the sympathy. I have no doubt that soon he will come out and tell us that he's got boogie cancer.
Wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Speaking of being in pain every day, Hassan Piker. Thank you, Gigi Evans.
Well, it's a pain in my ass.
Yeah, I don't remember what Hassan's latest dust up is. I'm just tired of that prick.
That reminds me, I do have a Bricks and Minifigs update.
All right, do you want to do that before or after Luigi? Because
let's cover Luigi first.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I don't want Mario getting mad at me.
Okay, I don't want to forget it though. Is my point.
Oh no, I'll remember. I'll remind you.
Cool. I personally don't have a care which way we go as long as we talk about both of them.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to Luigi, and that is more coherent to the layout of the show today, where we're talking about novel legal defenses and stuff. So Luigi pleads guilty, and he gives this statement where he admits that he basically, there is no question this is, I don't know why he's only charged with second-degree murder. This is cold-blooded, premeditated murder.
Yep.
This motherfucker should be facing the chair.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean the electric chair. I mean a chair with the family have him tied down, and they each get to stab him until he stops breathing. Fuck this guy. He is a murderer, and he is a big hero to the left.
Oh, yeah. They love this guy. It's disgusting.
All right. So our little dude here with the 1950s buzz cut and the Hassan glasses has just told us what Mangione had said in court. That's where we are in this this video.
And obviously this all came up during the NYPD and the FBI's investigation when they were probably going through his computer and his phone and his email. But this is just so striking that he emailed, this is how long he had been planning this. And this tells
this is like shocking to them. Like they thought he had just been like walking down the street and like, oh, that's Brian Thompson, because everybody knows who he is, right? You guys all know what the guy running United Health looks like now, right? How many you guys all know him? You don't? Yeah, me neither, because nobody does. He had to have planned this out like this is so shocking. I can't believe he did this. Like, what would you think he did, you dumb shit?
They don't really care. I talked to a lefty buddy of mine shortly after this actually happened, and he's like, yeah, what do you think of that? And he was all excited, and I'm like, it's not going to change anything. The only thing that's going to happen is they're going to give CEOs bodyguards now.
Yeah,
you just gave 6 people jobs for every CEO. He's like, what do you mean? He killed a CEO. I was like, they're easily replaced. That means nothing. Corporations keep going, dude.
No, I do. I would love to talk to one of the people who immediately, how do you feel things have changed? Has healthcare gotten better for you?
Our premiums went up because they got to pay for all these bodyguards now.
Yeah, but fuck you. You're happy that a guy was murdered who did nothing to you. And I know people get a little annoyed when I say this, but a lot of people who get turned down for coverage get turned down because they don't have the coverage. Are there times like where like, hey, this clearly should have been covered? Sure. Is that the majority of it? Not even close.
Yeah, and they have gotten a lot better about that over the past several decades.
They're supposed to, as an insurance company, they're supposed to mitigate risk.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do. This is why they didn't used to cover pre-existing conditions, or if they did, you had to pay out the fucking nose for it.
Yeah.
Because you are more of a risk than somebody who doesn't have that condition. And they think, oh, no, insurance is supposed to pay. Well, yeah, if you're covered. But like, has anybody shown any evidence that this idiot Mangione was actually covered for whatever fucking nonsense he was trying to get money for?
No, because it sounds like it's a bunch of made up crap. He's a fucking lefty diehard, and he wanted to do like strike it to the man.
And now he's too big of a bitch to just say that, and he's trying to hide.
Yep.
Because lefties are all big bitches.
Yeah,
anyway,
they're cowards. That's communism for you.
CNN is really, really taken aback by the notion that this was a premeditated murder. Well, yeah. It is striking how in awe they are of this. Like you can even say that guy almost tears up. He's like, okay, the family had to hear this. You think the family didn't know? Even without knowing exactly how he did it, which, by the way, thanks for telling everybody else how to do it. Thanks for publicizing that so well. I appreciate it.
Check the slabs, monkey.
Oh, sorry. Do you think the family didn't know that somehow this guy had stalked their family member to kill him? Do you think the really horrible part is the stalking, or do you think it's the, murdering him part?
That's probably the murdering part.
Thank you, Donnie Lemonhead. I did see this. I'm so sorry I got distracted. Lindsay is still alive, and I think she is pleading insanity. The kids were 5, 3, and 8 months old. I almost wish she were a man, because if she were, she would be destroyed in prison. Also, what are your thoughts on D.L. Hughley, his Don podcast man? His Don podcast mate. I don't pay any attention to D.L. Hughley. I haven't in a long time. He can be funny. I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah.
But he's also, at least last I paid attention to him, a diehard lefty with no critical thinking skills.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to like white people very much.
Yeah, he is one of those who, very rich, famous black man. Black man can't get ahead in America.
Right.
Yeah, fuck him. Anyway, if there's anything more recent, I don't have any concept of it. But this is the Mangione defense team right after the plea. He gets taken away to federal prison, and they come out to make a statement. And we find out the real reason he took this deal, which really doesn't make any sense to me. We'll discuss. Hang on.
Oh, hang on. 1 second.
Sure.
Real quick. Thank you, Alan. He says his job was filled before his body got cold. Right. That is the cold reality of corporations. They don't care about you individually. The people you work with might miss you, but the machine keeps rolling. You'll be replaced and eventually forgotten. The people that you worked with might remember you for a short time, but they start leaving too, or they get replaced, or they retire. And eventually you're just a name on a plaque somewhere, and your legacy is just a little footnote in the corporate history books. The corporation, the business doesn't care about you. It's sad.
DMSO, is giving me, or sorry, DMSO is giving me. Freedom Butterfly mentions DMSO for topical nerve pain. The problems with my nerve, trust me, there's very little I haven't tried, and it's okay. I'm still living. Just it limits me occasionally. It's not bad. The whole point of that wasn't to my bad life. It's just point out that Jeremy can go fuck himself trying to get sympathy off of his gout that if he actually has it, he's making worse on purpose himself.
Gout flare-ups last at most like a week.
Dude,
I've done this show with gout flare-ups.
No, he's in pain all day, every day.
Well, if he has uric acid problems that bad, he probably needs to go to a kidney doctor because that is serious if you're having these flare-ups constantly.
I just want
you're probably a raging drunk.
To look at the stuff he records himself doing. And imagine then saying to me about how much you're in pain every day.
Yeah.
Really? Go fuck yourself.
Well,
anyway.
He could change his diet and lose some weight. Your problems are permanent. So
here's Mangione's team on what just transpired and where things are going. Don't worry, they're not going to take questions because, I understand everybody is entitled to a defense. And the defense lawyer has to do their very best. But sometimes they go above and beyond, and that's when I'm like, go fuck yourself. You're a bad person. And this lady is a bad person.
These are now at the microphones. Let's listen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karen Friedman.
Doesn't she look like she should have a mustache and then those would be Groucho glasses?
Frosted! Are you a drag?
Nifolo, and I represent Luigi Mangione. Today is a solemn and significant day.
No.
Today's a solemn, significant, I'll give you at least in terms of the case, but what's solemn about it?
Because they think he's innocent and he was striking the man. I guarantee you these guys are activists because there's no way he can afford these kind of lawyers otherwise.
Yeah, that's another thing. This for the guy who just couldn't get the health insurance that he needed, he's got some pretty expensive fucking lawyers.
Yeah.
With today's guilty plea, Mr. Mangione has accepted full responsibility for the death of Brian Thompson.
Well, not exactly, because he's facing state charges, and pleading guilty to those would be the final nail in accepting full responsibility. He did fully admit to murdering the man. I guess if you're going to lawyer speak, you got to. This is part of the defense, though. This is going to come up later. There's a reason she used this wording right here. He's fully for what he did. The thing is, the federal case wasn't about everything he did. It was just about the stalking.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Arising from the events of December 4th, 2024, outside of the United Healthcare Investor Conference here in Midtown Manhattan.
Wait for it.
It was a single tragic event, yet he's
It was a single tragic event. It was, something fell off the top floor and hit him in the head when he was walking by. It was just tragic.
Some people did something.
Yeah. Your boy murdered a man, you fucking bitch. It was a single tragic event. No, it was a murder. It was a cold-blooded murder. But don't worry, she's going to minimize the murder part here in a second, too.
Of course.
being prosecuted twice for the same conduct.
No, he's not. He's being prosecuted once for stalking and once for murder.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Supreme Court has upheld this many times.
Yeah, it's federal and state. They could do that. That's how they would get a lot of these Klansmen back in the day.
Even if he had been charged with murder by the federal government and he pled guilty to that charge, then no, the state couldn't get him because they are the same charge.
So these guys are going to try and free Derek Chauvin now, right?
You would think so.
Oh.
But this is why the feds do it the way that they do, is like when it comes to, let's say, somebody like Timothy McVeigh, you get him on terrorism charges and then the state gets him on murder charges.
Yeah. You split them up.
Yep.
You
There's
share
separate charges.
Yeah. It's
As Luigi explained in court today,
they're being good friends.
Yeah.
he endured years of severe, debilitating pain.
There's been literally zero evidence of this. This is some shit that started almost immediately after they found out who this shitbag was. They're like, he probably was in pain. And oddly enough, yeah, he was in some pain. Okay. It's weird how he was kayaking in that debilitating pain.
Yeah. Well, that's a hate fact.
And he was fucking mountain climbing in that debilitating pain that made him murder a guy that wasn't even his healthcare provider. He was in okay, let's say he was in debilitating pain. You still don't murder somebody over it. Who do I get to murder? I've got a decade under my belt.
I'm pretty sure you get a whole kill list at this point.
Fuck. As he said, he was in debilitating pain. I don't give a shit. When you murder somebody, the pain you were in no longer matters to me.
Yeah, you don't get to shoot somebody because you have an owie. I mean, I would understand it more if he was like the doctor that fucked up a surgery or something. At least there was to be a motive, but you shot a CEO, not the accountant that denied you at the correct health insurance agency. This is just a bunch of bullshit excuses.
I have 20 years of pain, Monk. I have you beat. Fair.
For now.
Following a broken back while struggling to navigate our healthcare and health insurance systems.
Well, you file the claim and then they either say yes or no.
Look, your hate facts are really hateful, Monkey.
Well, this is some of the shit that they try to pull. Like, look, guys, I've been fucked over by the system. When I originally hurt myself, most of the pain was just in my left arm. And I'm going through, it was workman's comp, going through, doing everything they tell me to. They get me ready for surgery, and then they decide they need a second opinion from their doctor, or from a second opinion on the doctor they sent me to. None of the doctors were chosen by me. And the first doctor's like, he needs surgery. And so like, wait, we need to ask another doctor. So they ask another doctor who it takes like 3 months. And they're like, yeah, fuck it. He needs surgery. I'm like, okay. So I go in and I have the surgery and I come out, pain's not gone. The thing, and I have a feeling they actually fucked up because at the time they were saying it's either 5-6 or 6-7.
6-7.
They did 6-7 first and the pain never went away. But after they did 5-6, I've not really had that pain in my arm again.
Huh.
Yeah. So it was up in the air. They did the one that was worse of the two, thinking that would fix it, but it didn't. But anyway, I'm looking at being on their disability under their workman's comp for a long time. And suddenly there's a doctor who comes up and says that there are no nerves that run through the elbow. I'm what? But in order they're cutting me off at that point unless I settle with them. And like, I could have gone through it and spent years and years fighting it to prove that, yes, there actually are nerves that run through the elbow. That's how they get to the fucking hand. But I didn't have the money to do so.
Yeah.
And so we take a payout and I'm just in pain for years and years and years. I get that the companies try to screw you over. It's not something that I'm like unfamiliar with. But I'm also familiar with the fact that if you're in debilitating pain, chances are you're not going hiking.
Yeah, or kayaking or mountain climbing or riding ponies. You're not having That's So Fresh commercial.
But our little twat here he was definitely fresh. All right. Anyway.
Like the thousands of people who've reached out since this tragedy to share their own experiences,
the way she said that is so fucking gross.
Yeah. Like that, like any of these horrible instances of people getting fucked over by the system justifies murdering a random CEO.
Anyone who hit their funny bone knows about elbow nerves. You would think so, but they had a doctor who's like, no, nothing runs through there. That is a real thing that happened to me.
That's fucking sick, man.
Yep, because the pain, most of it started at if you just hold up your arm and touch the elbow joint where you feel the two bones come together, that's where most of the pain came through.
Oh, like, that's a terrible spot.
Oh yeah, and they're like, no, there's nothing there. All right. Anyway, but yeah, like the thousands of people who reached out to us after this tragedy.
That's not a tragedy if he's the one killing somebody.
Yeah, he murdered somebody. This would be one thing if like Luigi was on, I don't even know what, let's just say there's no trial, but he's not getting the medical care he needs and he falls down a flight of stairs and becomes a paraplegic and it would have been something easily fixed if only the medical community had approved the necessary and covered treatment. That would be a tragedy.
Yeah.
Him murdering somebody because he's a bitch ass leftist isn't a tragedy. It's an unfortunate reality we live in. But thousands of people have reached out. Yeah, because you guys have lied about this bitch. And you're doing it again right now. Yeah, exactly. The tragedy is for Brian's family. They're the ones who suffered a tragedy, and she's making it seem as though Luigi had no choice but to murder this guy. Yeah. How much better did his medical care get? Did he get better insurance out of it? Was he suddenly able to navigate the healthcare system?
Believed that the system had failed him and destroyed his life. Despite this being a single isolated event, Mr. Mangione has been unfairly treated since the outset in every way.
I agree, but not in the way you mean.
Right?
The song Beer for My Horses comes to mind. I'll just leave it at that.
And has successfully fought off terrorism charges and the death penalty, while also
I don't think he should have gotten terrorism charges. I think that's a overreach. But I do think this motherfucker should be put to death. This was a cold, calculated murder.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He doesn't get to be breathing my air anymore.
Well, I understand the terrorism charges because he did have a sort of political motivation there to inspire fear in the other insurance CEOs.
Sure.
Into doing what he wanted. It just was kind of a tenuous one that I think they tacked on in order to pad the case a little bit.
But I like that he fought off terrorism charges. Did he, or did your lying bitch ass do that for him? I thought he was too debilitated to fight anything.
Yeah. What happened to that?
You know what? It's funny. I've seen many pictures of him like smiling. I've not once seen him wince in any kind of pain.
No, he's always grinning and he's very smug. And he has that creepy unibrow like Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
So fighting at the same time, two simultaneous prosecutions in two jurisdictions who are trying to punish him twice for the exact conduct.
Nope. And this is why she said it the way she said early on. She's trying where she said he took full responsibility for what he did that day. All right. Let me try to explain this. Let's say that Mangione robbed a bank that day that nobody knew about. And while he's in there, he admits to robbing that bank that day. That's not him taking full accountability for what he did because that's not what he's charged with. In this case, he wasn't charged with murder. He didn't need to get up there and admit that he murdered Brian. He could have just got up there and been like, yeah, I totally stalked him. And that would have been the charge that's in question here. Because the federal case isn't about murder. It's about stalking. The state case is about murder. And this bitch is trying to say he's been tried twice for the exact same thing. No, he's not. He's tried once for federal stalking laws. And now he's got to go and the dumbass just admitted in open court in a federal proceeding that he murdered the guy. So the state case just got real easy. Because you don't have to incriminate yourself, but once you do, on the record, it's entirely useful in the rest of your prosecution. For the exact same conduct, for the exact different conduct, for the exact same conduct, how does she mess up her own written statement? Oh, I don't know. Maybe she's nervous, she just got a murderer off of death row. But anyway, this is the shit that they're trying to pull. Like, this is double jeopardy. No, it's not. And the Supreme Court has decided on this many, many times already.
He's been treated differently from every other defendant charged with this offense in New York.
Is he?
What?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure the Tsarnaev brothers were treated the same, the one surviving one, the Boston Marathon bomber. Pretty sure he was treated pretty much the same way. So it's not unique.
She does in New York. That's not true. There's tons of times that we've talked about this. How many times where they will just pile on charges just to make sure they get you for something.
Oh, yeah. It's a known thing in law enforcement. You stack a bunch of charges on. And sometimes I'm okay with that. Like, this guy's a piece of shit who straight up murdered a guy he didn't know for no fucking reason other than he was some lefty activist and has pretend pain.
The fact that he stalked and murdered somebody, yeah, maybe most people who do that don't end up with federal stalking charges. But when you purposefully go out of your way to murder a high-profile person, and again, maybe none of us knew who Brian Thompson was, but the CEO of any major company getting murdered in broad daylight is gonna be a big story.
Yeah,
your client made this to make sure he got federal charges. That doesn't mean that they're being unfair to him. Yeah, would it be great if the federal stalking charges were applied against everybody? Sure. But once they get him in the state court, they're like, fuck it, he's going to jail forever. And they want to make sure with your client because he's a douchebag murderer who, by the way, has a ton of fans who think he's just a cat's meow. Yeah, maybe he is somebody we should make a fucking example out of.
However, thankfully, New York law does not allow this. New York law
absolutely allows what's happened here.
Does not permit a person to be.
Go ahead.
New York law doesn't supersede federal law like that.
Nope.
There are some times where the states have more say in something, but this isn't it. She knows this. She's a lawyer. Well, if she's a good lawyer, my bad.
To be a lawyer, you have to be a liar.
That's true.
New York law does not allow this. New York law does not permit a person to be prosecuted and punished twice for the exact same crime under a.
That's true. New York law doesn't allow that, Jack, but that's not what happened here.
Don't look at this hand, monkey. Look at the other hand. Look over here. Look over here. Misdirection. It's all magic tricks.
You'll notice in all three cases we've talked about tonight, the defense lawyers are trying to make shit up. We start with the girl at Doordash who's like, hey, once you open your door, you don't get an expectation of privacy. This is something that has been settled. This is why our court system is so backed the fuck up. These aren't questions of like morally gray things that have never been put to the test before. The Don Lemon one, it has been adjudicated many times that reporters do not have any special privileges to start breaking the fucking law and be like, no, I was just a journalist there. And in this case, the Supreme Court, the case on this is old as shit. This isn't even like a new thing. These are separate charges. That's allowed.
Statute that governs successive prosecutions. It's also known as the double jeopardy law. Today's guilty plea.
I do love that she brings up the New York part, but this is written into the Constitution. The Constitution is where we get double jeopardy from. You can't twice be put into jeopardy is how it's put in the Constitution. But she's like, New York law doesn't allow it. Good luck with that in the New York case, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He triggers the statute, and we just filed our motion in state court explaining why the state charges must be dismissed under New York's double jeopardy protections. We will not.
And then she goes on to tell us that they won't be talking about it again, or it won't be taking questions. This is why they're kind of treating it like the Sammy the Bull case, where Sammy the Bull gets up there to testify against what's his name? Teflon Don. I can see him. Anyway, he gets up there to testify against the mob boss, and he's given immunity. And so he lays out a shit ton of murders that he committed.
Yeah.
That the government didn't know about. And at that point, they couldn't do anything because they'd already given him blanket immunity for anything he said on the stand.
Yeah, that backfires
Gotti,
on
thank you.
Occasionally.
John Gotti. His name was on the tip of my tongue, but as soon as I tried to say it, it was like, nope, you don't get that word. This isn't this. They tried to get around it. They tried to do the same thing. Like, well, he's admitting guilt in this case, and he admits to the murder in this case, although they call it a killing, not a murder, which is so fucking gross.
There are distinct differences between a killing and a murder.
Yeah.
That is insulting to people listening.
But what's funny about this is they probably screwed him in the state trial because of this. They took the plea deal to have him get up there and admit what he did. But again, all he had to admit to, the only thing in question here was the stalking charges. So they have him admit to the murder too, to then be like, well, you can't try him for murder because he already admitted to it. He's already been adjudicated for that. No, he hasn't. That was not a question in this case. So you just got him to incriminate himself in federal court while he's still facing murder charges in New York.
Whoops.
What he should do is sue your ass for legal malpractice.
You know, this could be a cunning attempt by them to actually get him convicted.
Could be. Maybe they really hate the prick.
Yeah, that would be understandable. He is a pretty cold-blooded killer here, so.
Well, hey, look how much pain he's in that picture.
Oh,
he's clearly in debilitating pain right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I care so little.
Sue for being a dumbass. I do not. I get the legal wrangling that they tried here. Get him to admit to the murder, then they can't charge him for murder. Except that only works if he's already charged in both. But if for this defense to work, it would have worked before the trial, because he would have had to been tried for murder in both cases. And then you could argue, well, he can't. You do have to wait till one of them's solved, Jack, or adjudicated.
Yeah.
But the legal argument is already in place before the trial starts. There was no legal defense here for this because, again, federal stalking charges is what he pled guilty to. It doesn't matter that he murdered Brian at this point, because that's not the only thing that is here. Is were you stalking this guy to try to find him so that you could do something to him? He would still be guilty of the federal. He'd still be guilty of the federal stalking laws, even if he didn't murder Brian. If all he did was walk up to him and call him a fat piece of shit, he still stalked him. That part, they're two totally different charges. But this is what lawyers do, and this is why our system is so fucked up. Like, get him to admit to murder so that we can get him off the murder charge. This, frankly, that because she just said they already filed the motion to have the state charges thrown out. She should be disbarred for that.
Yeah, you're wasting the court's time.
Yeah,
at least sanctioned heavily for that. But lawyers always protect their own.
Plus, you had your client admit to something he wasn't even being prosecuted for in this case.
Good job.
Shit. The one good thing about this is that this will go through the courts and they'll be like, it's double jeopardy, and it'll be turned down at every aspect, and then the case will go forward. This guy, he's facing 30 years in prison for the federal stalking charges. He's facing life in prison for the second-degree murder charge in New York. Either way, the little shitbag is going away for a long, long time, which I think is disgusting because he should be put to death. But at least he'll be taken out of society and get to write a lot of books that Hassan Piker will pretend to read.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so there's our updates on the stories. Mangione's going to prison. Don Lemon's probably going to get found guilty. The judge has just lost all kinds of patience with that whole fucking trial. They really are treating this like a nuisance lawsuit kind of thing, and they're just trying to bury him in paperwork. Yeah. And that's not something you do in a criminal case.
Not if you're smart.
You're just going to piss off the judge. And look, that doesn't mean that you're going to, or that the judge is going to be biased against you, but it will. Even the best judge trying to keep their thoughts separate is going to be like, they're just wasting my time again. There can be a point where the judge is like, fuck it, you don't get to file anything else. And they're getting really close to that. They just keep pissing this judge off, which, I mean, do your thing. All right, Jack, let's talk about bricks and minifig before I talk about the last thing that I want to talk about tonight.
Okay.
What's up with bricks and mini?
So the lady that had the store before it got taken over by corporate, her name escapes me at the moment. She amended her complaint.
Okay.
And it got interesting real fast because the amended complaint added on several new defendants, including, but not limited to, Josh Johnson and Brandon Best. And
when you say she amended her complaint, is she suing them?
Yeah, she's suing Bricks and Minifigs because she's saying they breached the contract when they took her store back.
Okay.
And she's updated that lawsuit to directly accusing them of RICO violations in Utah. Oh. Now, this is important because this is what they're trying to charge Reckless Ben with. And it turns out there may be a little bit of a pattern here that these guys have done before where they worked, this Brandon Best and Josh Johnson founded this company 6 months before they took the store over, right?
Yeah.
And they opened up a branch for that company to work in the Oregon store a month before it was seized.
Oh.
Yeah. And there were some other shenanigans. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. Barbecue Counselor did a really good breakdown of this. He's an actual lawyer, and he barbecues on his, he's always smoking meat and stuff. But she said that they had conspired to not give her all of the information she was supposed to have so they could purposely seize the assets of the store, diminish the value of it, and then basically walk away with a bunch of free merchandise.
That's what it sounds like they did.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it sounds like they did.
You know what's kind of funny about this case is if they would have just given the guy back his Legos, they'd probably get away with all of this shit.
Yeah.
But they think they were so much above the law. I mean, we saw it with the way they talked to the police and shit. They think they're so much above the law that they could get away with anything. And to Ben, look, I still think Ben mishandled a lot of this, but he's the one that brought this to light, and good job on at least doing that part of it.
Yeah. These guys are the most terrible witnesses for their own case because of Ben. He had got them so riled up. They lied about the dumbest shit, and they are getting called out. They're going to be terrible witnesses because most of these guys are going to have to testify.
Faithless says, I never knew there could be so much drama around fucking Legos. It is amazing how much stuff there. I just watched a Charlie video before the show where apparently there's big drama around cake pops. There's a TikToker who makes cake pops on her channel, and some other lady did a cake pop thing. And she's like, you stole my recipe, you horrible bitch. I'm calling the lawyers. Wow. And the entire internet's like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
it's
a recipe.
It's she has a recipe book, and she thinks that since she put a recipe in a book that it is hers, and that's not how recipes work.
No,
the recipe itself can't be copywritten.
Yeah, it's like board game rules.
Yeah,
the way you interpret the rules in the text is copyrighted, but not the actual mechanics. It's just not a thing you can do. And that was determined a long time ago with recipes.
Well, the original bitch is like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And she even says, the legal advice I got before said I could do this. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't get your fucking legal advice from people on TikTok.
Yeah. She probably got the advice from Andrew Tate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this BAM lady has also apparently added some affidavits or names of people that also used to own franchises that had something similar happen to them.
Oh, I have no doubt. The chances of somebody getting caught the first time they do something dirty like this is very slim.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up that guy's video because if you're following the BAM stuff, this is a major update because this is a really important change. She is straight up calling them frauds and thieves. So I thought that was interesting.
Flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. Oh, one of the greatest parts of this is that part of that lady's recipes is boxed cake mixes. So it's not even like she's doing the breakdown of sugar and flour in it. It's a whole shit show. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I haven't really paid much attention to the bricks and minifig. The one thing that is really kind of impressive at this point is that Lego hasn't, because Lego does have an official relationship with bricks and minifigs.
Yeah.
And they haven't severed that yet, which is really fucking odd to me. And maybe after this lawsuit, look, maybe I'm definitely biased on this because I've seen enough footage of the guys who run bricks and minifig and seen them lying on camera, seen what they tried to do to Ben and telling the police, no, he absolutely threatened us when we've seen the footage.
Yeah, there were no threats.
But I hope they lose everything. I really do.
Yeah, they're terrible people. I mean, these people are total liars and scumbags. And if they had just returned the Legos or paid the guy, this whole thing would have been gone out of the media, forgotten about.
I am very glad that they didn't because her lawsuit probably doesn't happen without that.
Yeah. I think there's probably going to be several more lawsuits to follow because Ben's got his civil rights case against the American Fork Police. He could sue Brandon and Josh. He could sue Bricks and Minifigs, which he is doing. There's a lot of people that just have Pandora's box open for them, and not in a sexy way, but in a financial way. So I think this company they're just bleeding money anyway. Their most recent, this barbecue counselor's been covering some of their financials too, and they're not doing real good.
I know that this was already answered in chat, but Black Romeo asked about the Andrew Wilson Candace debate. I didn't get to watch much of it. I do talk about it at the top of the show, but if you're looking for anything deep, it's really not there because I've only seen little bits of that debate so far.
You didn't miss anything. It's a semantics argument. The whole thing was stupid.
Yeah, I was pretty much getting that. Candace just looks like a petulant child through the whole thing and acts like it from what I saw. But again, I haven't seen the whole thing.
It's what I saw of it, and I saw about half. I was shocked that her supporters are saying how she won.
I'm not. I mean, these are people who, no matter how often she's been proven wrong, every new theory is definitely what really happened this time.
Yeah.
Her fans are retarded.
Yeah, apparently. Well, look, I get conspiracy theories and all that, but you got to have something there. And she doesn't. This is not the hill to die on, to kill your career over. But yeah, I just thought the whole thing was kind of a waste of time. They're debating semantics, and I got bored really bad. I think I drifted off a few times.
They also killed customers for their other franchises. Oh, sure. I mean, somebody, I think it was Faithless, said in chat that Lego's probably trying to just weather the storm and stay out of it. Maybe. But this is brand damaging now. And right now, Bricks and Minifigs, their brand isn't worth spit. But eventually people will catch on that Lego is officially tied to these idiots.
Well, they have to release a disclosure thing for any potential franchisee. Yeah. And for the past several years, apparently their own paperwork says they're a terrible investment to get in bed with because they're bleeding money like crazy. The only money they really have coming in is from the franchise licenses. But that actually lends some credibility to the idea they've been pulling this scam for a while where they allegedly sees a store devalue it significantly. And he goes over the numbers in the video. I dropped the link if anyone wants to watch it. But they valued her entire store at like $30,000. And I'm like, how much other stuff ended up in the back of that U-Haul that he did have then reappeared and did have?
Hey, he only had that because of camping in cars too small.
Yeah, because the F-150 couldn't pull a camper. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
My favorite part of that is there was no truck there. There's a picture of the truck right there. Oh, yeah, that truck was there. We weren't trying to hide that at all.
There was no U-Haul, though. Well, what about this picture with the U-Haul there from that night's surveillance footage? Oh, well, that was just to tow a camper. Because hotels don't exist in Oregon? What?
Yeah. Wasn't the one set worth $30,000? I don't know what the worth was of each one individually.
Yeah, I know the most valuable one was the Bespin Cloud City set, and it's worth a ridiculous amount of money, but I don't know how much. And I don't think anybody really knows the actual value because everybody's got a different number here.
This is something I think CoffeeZilla did a really good job on. Is a lot of the numbers you see thrown around are the uppermost limit of what people will pay, and you see this a lot with collectors. Like, my collection is worth $10,000.
No, that's what the retail price is.
If you get every dime that has ever been paid for that, yes. But like the market changes, especially on collectibles. So, and when it comes to Legos, I mean, Lego is in a bad position. If you're invested in the folks that make Lego, I would get out quick because I don't know if you price Legos lately, Jack.
They're ridiculous.
They're retardedly expensive. Lego has spent way too much money on licensing that they're really not seeing a return on investment on.
No, they jacked the price up because of it, and it's become an adult hobby because kids can't afford that crap.
Yep.
And like this Manziel guy had a bunch of bags of just the figures.
Yeah.
And some of those figures are worth hundreds of dollars. People pay ridiculous amounts of money for this stuff. Kids can't afford a hobby like that. That's why I'm a Mega Bloks guy. Because they're way cheaper.
And they have some licenses you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah. They had the Halo one. They had
the Warcraft one. So
Warcraft.
I do have Warcraft Mega Blocks.
I have a couple of their Masters of the Universe sets, and the figures were actually pretty cool. They were surprisingly well built. And I opened some of the Halo ones on Roll for Sandy, and they were surprisingly well put together. I can't put that crap together because I have the motor skills of a toddler, apparently. But yeah, they were surprisingly decent quality.
I have always loved Legos ever since I was a little kid, and watching what has happened to that company over the years is just gross. And they really are. They're trying to become, it's kind of what comic books have done too, where it's like, well, this one comic was worth so much. How about we put out limited editions and jack the price way through the roof? That'll make people buy it.
Yeah, they fall into the speculator greed pattern because it makes a lot of money when they do it once or twice. So they do it all the time then, and it tanks their business. Yeah, exclusives and rare things have to be rare. Otherwise, you'll kill your own market.
I will say I am looking forward now to Doomsday. I still don't think I'll see it in theaters, but the hype has started to get to me, and I feel dirty saying that out loud.
Oh, I'm sad to hear that.
Did you see that they're re-releasing, what is it, Endgame or Infinity War? One of the two. And they're adding scenes to it to make Doomsday actually a direct sequel?
I heard they were going to do that, and I hoped it wasn't true because that's like a 3-hour movie. I'm going to have to pee in a bucket at my seat if that happens.
What does that say about all of the content since Endgame that they're like, yeah, we're just going to leapfrog all of that shit?
It means they recognize that there were mistakes made and they have to revise. And I think that's why they're doing Secret War. It's a soft reboot where they could join all the franchises together and recast a lot of characters. Did you see the list for the X-Men?
Yes, I did. And
I'm not impressed. And Adam Driver's Mr. Sinister. Really?
Well, that's still questionable. They know Adam, at least last I saw, they know he's attached, but they don't know where. And they'll probably make him Magneto. My stepdad and his son both. I like that you said my stepdad and his son, not your stepbrother. I feel you. Anyway, both would garage sale all the time and make tons of money relatively on reselling old toys. When I go to garage sales, I don't look at all the clothes because everybody looks like a fucking thrift store with gross, nasty clothes hanging out. I used to look at books, but my eyesight is so bad that I can't really read them, so I don't do that anymore. I'm looking for toys that I think my grandchildren would like most of the time. So yeah, you can make money reselling toys, especially older ones that are nice. But Jack, I want to get into one more thing before we end today. It's something we've talked about before, but it came up again a couple of weeks ago and I missed it. But thanks to the YouTube algorithm, I was made aware of it yesterday.
Oh.
Have you seen this picture?
No, I don't think so.
What you're looking at there is a 12-year-old boy with his mother laying on top of him in that embrace.
What?
You ever hug your mom that way?
No.
Yeah, me neither. And the post of it, we'll get the exact wording looks like incest. Oh, just wait. The exact wording of the post I might get a little bit wrong, but it says something to the effect of your oldest son is the most toxic person you'll ever date.
Is this some boy mom weird incest shit?
Yes, it is boy moms. We got boy moms back on the show. We haven't talked about boy moms in a while.
Oh, they're creepy.
Well,
if you had said I'm a daughter's daddy, that sounds creepy as shit.
Can you imagine a dad laying on his daughter like this?
Not without a court case being involved. No.
Oh, where's CPS when you need them? Don't worry, you guys are just taking it out of context. You're taking it out of context. When she said she's dating her 12-year-old son and put this picture on the internet.
That is creepy as fuck.
By the way, she also wrote an article about how jealous she is of her 12-year-old son, 12-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, you need psychological help because you're probably a pervert or you have serious attachment issues.
For those of you who don't know, Jenny Mollen is the former wife of, what's his name, Jason Briggs? I forget his name. The guy from American Pie, the one who humps the pie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the ex-wife of him, and apparently she's an actress herself, which I couldn't tell you what that means. Oh, Rodline, you sweet summer child. I'm about to ruin your innocence. What the fuck is a boy mom? Okay.
Oh, dude, that was not the question you wanted to ask.
A boy mom, in the most simplest terms, are women who have a son and fetishize them. Jason Biggs. Okay, thank you. And they fetishize them to the point of creepy, incestuous shit.
It's one step away from like, I'm stuck in the dryer.
Yeah. This is some really gross shit. So anyway, she gets called onto this podcast. I don't remember the name of it, and I'm not going to. Well, we're looking at it, so I should give credit. This is from Not Skinny, But Not Fat. Jack is totally going to disagree with that.
Yeah, I can see her pudgy gut right there. What's up, Chubbs?
Well, Miss Not Fat here is totally on Jenny's side and calls her on to discuss the controversy. Oh, Rodline, we covered boy moms. God, it's got to be years ago now, Jack.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. It kind of fell off our radar, I think, because bigger important stuff came up, and this is just gross.
It's a thing on TikTok that it has been a thing for a while, and it kind of tried to invade Twitter a little bit. And to Twitter's credit, people were like, "This is fucking gross." But TikTok, I mean,
man, TikTok is like Tumblr with extra special kinds of degeneracy.
But I thought it would be fun and instructive to laugh at these idiots. And Miss Not Fat, I don't know what your real name is. I'm sure it's at the beginning of your show, but
her name is Chubby Tummy.
You're a disgusting piece of shit for going along with this. So she calls up Jenny and is like, "Hey, I saw what you were saying about wanting to bang your little boy, and I want to talk about it." I'm paraphrasing. I wasn't in on the conversation, so this is what I imagine it sounded like, allegedly.
Sure, you were monkeys eavesdropping pays off.
It's like, I heard how much you want to date your son, and I want to date mine too. Let's talk about it. You know, as you're taken out of context. I want y'all to listen to the way this bitch talks and tell me that people pointing out she sounds like she wants to fuck her son are taking her out of context.
Let's go into Instagram.
Okay.
Because this is what I called you about when you were trending.
Yeah.
I didn't really even know
Yeah.
all the drama about this.
She didn't even know the drama. It's like, "Hey, I heard something about you wanting to bang your son, and I really want to talk about that."
Yeah, Instagram, not any better than TikTok.
It's like, that's what got your attention. You didn't even know the controversy, but there's no way you saw her name trending without something about dating her son.
She probably follows the hashtag about the
hashtag.
Moms.
I still bathe him at 12. Anyway,
This fucking post.
Yeah.
And I thought that what you said on the phone to me hit so true and hard.
Yeah.
And we talked about you writing a piece about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on the pod and say this because I think it's really important. So let's talk about how it all started. You post.
For the record, I played that whole part uninterrupted because I am somebody who says, yeah, when somebody, just as a reminder, yes, I'm still in the conversation. Yes, I'm still paying attention. But I spread it out. And I know one of Jack's biggest pet peeves is somebody who just goes, yeah. And this bitch does it.
It's so condescending. She's not listening. She's waiting for her turn to talk.
She totally is.
That's what that means. Because I do that too. I'm like, yeah, yeah. It shows them I'm listening.
Yeah.
You do it occasionally. Yeah, just to make sure, because half the time I don't make eye contact because I have like massive inability to make eye contact because I'm easily distractible. But I'm still listening to you. I'm still like, I do 15 different things because I have attention deficit or something, but I'm still listening. So you make an acknowledgement if you're not looking at someone that you're listening, but when they're just like, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah. Oh God, shut up.
It's like every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And this, I'm not normally somebody who catches on to this because I'm not as, annoyed by it as you are. But when it is this blatant, like you said, she's not listening to what's being said to her. She's just like, I want to talk about dating. I'm going to say banging occasionally. And if I do, sorry, allegedly. But I really want to talk about dating my son. Come on, hurry up. Let me talk.
I want to talk about my super handsome, sexy boy. This interviewer, by the way, is doing several things that annoy me already. She talks annoying. She talks like TikTokers talk.
Oh God, yeah.
But she's also doing the bird fingers.
Yes.
And she's got a tumbler, one of the Stanley tumblers there in pink.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like these people a lot.
My wife is such a white girl. She naturally just started doing the bird finger thing. I don't know where she picked it up, but she does it now.
Probably at Starbucks when she was picking up her pumpkin spice latte.
She has a Stanley that she closed so tight one day. She asked me if I could open it, and I went to try to open it, and I couldn't. And I was like, oh, shit. And so I handed it to my son, who's, young strapping boy. He's muscular. He can open it. He couldn't fucking open it.
Damn, your wife is super strong. She got that thing so tight that nobody could undo it.
I eventually undid it because I realized what had happened is because my wife drinks ice water out of there. And so I dumped out all the ice water and put in hot water. So the metal could expand and we could pop the thing open.
Thank you, laws of thermodynamics.
Indeed.
Evil one nailed it too. He's like, heat.
Yep. That's exactly what I did. Anyway, I just want to put this on the screen again to talk about the post. They'll read out the exact what it said, but it's something to the effect of your oldest son will be the most toxic person you ever date. And this is the picture she put in there.
That is so weird and gross.
There is nobody that I've not dated that I've ever laid with in that position. Dated. I've never embraced my daughter like this. I've never embraced my sons like this, my grandchildren. No, because this is fucking creepy.
I have never held a relative like that. Even if I thought there was an explosion about to happen, it wouldn't be that position. Okay.
Well, she talks about in her written thing, I wish I had it up on the screen, about how her boys just last week were doing things like following her to the bathroom. I'm like,
what?
Your 12-year-old is following you to the bathroom? Doesn't he have a switch or something he could be playing with while you're peeing?
That's weird. That's unhealthy weird.
From the sounds of it, she has raised these boys to be just like super dependent on her. And then she's like, they're super, I got to wash their sheets and stuff.
Oh, ew. Oh.
Anyway, I just wanted to put this back on the screen so that you guys know what we're talking about. That's a raising problem, not on him. Yeah, 100%. Because that's the part where she writes it. She makes like, well, he's so dependent on me. I get that. I've had kids. When my youngest is born, I'm the one who's the primary caregiver because that's after my arm and I wasn't working as I'm healing. So when he's a baby or a toddler, actually, I'm the one who's with him most of the time. And even then, he didn't follow me to the bathroom.
No, that's some codependency craziness, but that's something that has to be instilled in children.
Kids weird. There are times that they're just overly like, I need mom or dad. And I have been peeing before and seen little fingers come up under the door. Like, go away. I'll be out in a second.
Yeah, but they usually get easily distracted and you put some cartoons on, it usually fixes the problem.
I've never had a 12-year-old do it.
No, that's unhealthy and very contrary to evolution. I mean, that's unnatural, is what that is.
All right. Can I just point out that her face looks like she's on like serious drugs?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that would explain some of the chubbiness too. She's not on the skinny people drugs.
A photo with your kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're hugging in the bed.
Hang on.
Talk about how it all started. You posted a photo with your kid.
Yes.
You're hugging in the bed.
Yes.
Call it whatever.
There are pictures of me hugging my children and grandchildren, and we're like laying down on a couch or something.
Yeah, that inherently isn't weird. It's the positioning.
Yes, thank you. Oh, you guys were hugging in bed. No. It's not about them hugging in bed. It's about how they are hugging in bed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying, well, we were just, touching. No, he was humping you doggy style. That is, he just had his hand just happened to be on my hips.
You are laying between his spread legs with a deep embrace.
You're just laying on the bed, and in a breath, you're hugging. Oh, God, I hate these people so much.
Thank you, Dark Conservatarian. Evening, guys. Helped out family earlier and got to socialize with my newest niece. She's just the cutest little potato. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, babies are adorable. That's why we don't drown them.
When we were out to eat or out doing stuff today, we stopped to eat at an Arby's, and there's a family over to my left, and I'm not paying any attention to them. And I just turn and look, and there's a little boy. He's wearing goggles that are made for him and a apron for woodworking kind of stuff. It's a little set you can buy kids, so that they can help dad work.
That's cute.
And I couldn't even stop myself. That is adorable. And Lady Monkey looked over, and we have a picture of my son when he's like 3 years old wearing my safety goggles from work, and it looked just like him. Like, that is so cute. Anyway, back to we now I feel dirty because there was just a wholesome moment. We got to go back to Sun Humper here.
Yeah, Dangerous said, I happened to catch his statement there. He's like, why do I feel like she uses the hashtag I still breastfeed?
Right? No shit. Anyway, you're just hugging your son. Was she? Was she?
Whoever said it in chat, I kind of agree. I bet she already banged this kid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she I have no doubt she wants to be his first. Anyway, she writes this really in that thing about the 12-year-old girl that's taking him from her. Ladies, this is why you need to meet prospective in-laws before you decide to like actually date seriously. This is the kind of mom that I've met guys like this who are this attached to their mom, and it's not healthy, and nothing good is ever going to come of it.
Right. In fact, you're probably going to end up on investigation discovery at some point. There's going to be a murder that she planned because she doesn't like you. There is all kinds of fucked up unhealthiness in this.
There was a case I watched on 48 Hours where they thought it was the kid or the guy. He was in his like mid-20s, early 30s. So, but the reason I call him a kid is because they thought he was the one who planned the murder of ex-wife. And no, it was mom. She hired the hitman.
Yeah, like that cheerleader murder case.
Remember yeah.
Man,
is the kid named Oedipus? He should be.
He's got a complex. It was me, Jack. Oh, sorry, evil one. Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, this is so gross, though. What, like, ladies, if you find yourself this attached to your kid, go to a shrink, you weirdos. Get a hobby. Your kids should not be this entwined in your life.
We haven't given Jenny a chance to speak for herself yet, and
she's gonna say something stupid.
Don't spoil it. You got to say spoiler alert first.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
All right.
Everyone hugging,
embracing,
toppling, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
which is not something you do with your mom. Where's the father? He's a famous actor who's divorced from this crazy bitch.
Yeah, I think it was Evil One earlier said, I think I know why they divorced. I do too.
The father's making American Pie 23. You know, I just rewatched the American Pie series, and the first 3 actually still hold up pretty good. I've never watched the extended universe where they get into like going back to college and shit, and the only connective thread is Eugene Levy, however you say his name, is in some of them. Anyway.
Caption was your
eldest child will be the most toxic guy you ever date.
I wasn't far off. I said your eldest son, and she says your eldest child will be the most toxic guy you ever date. I can help you with that, sweetie. Don't date your son.
Yeah, you degenerate weirdo. What are you, Muslim?
I'm not the oldest boy in my family. My older brother predates me by about 2 years. And as far as I know, him and mom never dated. There was never any indication that they were dating.
Yeah, that never happened in my family either.
Yeah. How many of you guys have older brothers that are dating your mom right now? That's called a crime. Oh, so she does this to boys and girls? No. In her writing, especially, she very clearly makes the distinction of son. And in most of her talk and stuff, she makes the distinction of son. She says child here. Maybe that's the exact word she used, but again, she is dry humping her son in that video. Anyway.
Yeah, because she's clingy and jealous of other girls.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Okay,
It shouldn't be true. I am 100% certain that in your case, it's 100% true. I believe you are dating your son. But that's not true for every woman with a son out there. Because the overwhelming majority don't date their children, you crazy bitch.
Right?
Why are we at a place in society where we have to tell people not to date their children? How did we get here?
I don't know. I really don't.
No, the exact word she used originally was your oldest son. Fair enough. I didn't have the actual Instagram post put up. But yeah, anyway.
Those were the exact words.
Yes.
So people don't then twist it or anything.
So that people don't twist it. Do we really need to twist her saying she's dating her eldest son, who, by the way, is 12? She's talking about a 12-year-old here, guys. This isn't even like he's 18 and he's taking care of mom. And no, he's 12. He's prepubescent.
Which, if you have a son, you fucking know that.
And
I have 2, and my wife's relationship with them is nothing I would consider dating, even a little bit. My wife and son had a specific routine they did, like when my middle son, or my oldest son, middle child, he was little. He used to go shopping every week with mom. He enjoyed doing it, and so that became their thing. That wasn't a date. That's not dating, you crazy bitch. And again, imagine a dad saying this. Like, yeah, my daughter's the most toxic woman I've ever dated. There's nobody in the society who'd be like, oh, I get it. Yeah, you know that's true. Because I don't date my daughter. Never did.
It's weird.
Okay.
And I can explain what that means.
Did you notice from the beginning that this is going on like the wrong side of Instagram? This is being taken.
Did you notice that people pointed out the fucked up shit you said?
Is there a right side of Instagram for this?
The wrong side of Instagram in this case would be people who are saying you shouldn't date your child. And to her, that's the wrong side. If for those of you who have never delved into this, even if you've heard me talk about it before, you've never gone on your own, go check out Boy Moms. These bitches are crazy. These are the kind of people who probably leave their dirty panties in their son's room and like, oops, that got lost in the laundry.
Like you could tell right away, right? When the comments
Well, I think Caroline, not to throw Caroline under the bus, but somebody attached my Instagram to my Facebook.
Okay.
And Facebook is a different demo of humans.
Yeah.
You mean they're old people that are against pedos?
Over there, it's not okay to sexually obsess over your child. And that's so fucking weird. The fuck is wrong with these people?
They're all about the Tanner Stage 3s over there. A bunch of serious weirdos.
Sweet Home Alabama. Look it up. I bet this bitch is from West Virginia. Thank you, Dark Conservatarian. Question: what do you call reverse Oedipus complex? I don't know.
Pedophilia?
Yeah. The Greeks didn't give us a word for this one.
Okay.
And I think that's where it started to like get this weird traction.
Because
Weird traction. This ended up on The View, by the way. They did discuss this on The View. I didn't watch theirs because I couldn't take more women being like, no, I totally want to bang my son.
Ugh.
Oh, this is so disturbing. All right.
Instagram people know you, follow you.
Yeah. It's like this is the
having a gaggle of pedophiles who follow you doesn't make what you're doing okay. These women, and I know pedophile, we're probably not supposed to say that word in this regard, but that's what we're talking about here. She's talking about a 12-year-old, Jack.
Yeah.
And she's talking about dating him. She could have said your relationship with your son with your eldest son will be the most toxic you're ever in. Okay, it's weird, but I guess you can make an argument for that because she does talk about how she has to take care of her kid, you know. Parenting shit. Apparently that's toxic these days.
Well, yeah, these people are nut jobs, dude. Look, I bet this chick, instead of like measuring how tall her kid is, she's measuring for when his balls drop so she could have like a party about it.
She chose the word date.
Yeah, that has a specific connotation.
It gets worse. It gets worse, believe it or not, when she keeps talking.
Oh, Jesus.
joke I've been making forever. Like, I'm in this dysfunctional relationship with like a guy who's like, you know, can you hold my head while I like vomit into the toilet? Can you?
Is that a routine thing?
How often is your kid vomiting? That's the kind of thing when you say with a drunk, you hold their head. That's not the kind of thing you think, oh, he got a stomach bug and I had to take care of him.
Maybe she's got some Munchausens and like gets him a little drunky drunk, so he's a little more loosey goosey for all the no-nos.
Oh.
To
wipe my butt.
Can you give me a full body massage before bed?
If your 12-year-old is asking you to wipe his butt, you've done something very wrong, or you have a retarded child.
Right? Also, why are you giving a kid full body massages? That's fucking weird.
Right? Jesus.
Dude, if some kid came up to me and said, will you give me a full body massage? I'd be looking for Chris Hansen to be like, no, fuck you. Get away from me, weirdo.
There's a thing in my family where the girls in my family will sit down next to me and just put their feet in my lap because they know my hands have to constantly be moving. And if you put your feet in my lap, I'll rub your feet.
Good to know.
Yeah. And I think only the youngest 2 granddaughters haven't realized Grandpa does this. But the other ones, they'll do it all the time. They'll sit next to me and just swing their feet up into my lap like, I don't want to rub your feet. I'll rub your feet.
Feet are gross. I don't do foot rubs. Just to let you ladies know, there's limits.
But if one of them came up to me like, hey, Grandpa, can I have a full body massage? I'd be like, maybe, but not from me.
There's a spa, a few miles away. I'll get you a gift card. Now go away and never, ever ask me that again, you weirdo.
It cannot be understated enough that she is talking about a 12-year-old boy. You are giving a 12-year-old boy a full body massage. You are rubbing his thighs. We're not even a rub and tug here, Jack. We're not even talking happy ending. A thigh is part of a full body massage, which puts your fingers right next to his nut sack. And you're doing that?
Yep.
You fucking weird.
It's bad enough it's a child, but it's also her child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you, be a deer and put more ice in my water bottle? Like, this is.
Let me help you with that one.
That just came in, Evil One. Hang on.
It's in the freezer. Get your ice yourself, you little shit. Go ahead.
Thank you, Evil One, for the generous tip. He says, here's to help with our trip to Japan. Yeah, look, I would love to go to Japan right now. Oh, they're so sexy little Asians. But yeah, I mean, maybe they could call me daddy during, but dude, I would love to take a trip to Japan just to cleanse this shit out of my head.
This is something she's publicly talking about with no shame. And she's like, why do you guys think I'm weird for this?
Well, that's the thing, is she probably doesn't think she's weird because she's in this environment where there's this like enclave of other degenerate freakos that all think the same way.
I just want to point, because she said this is a joke I've been making forever. Okay.
It's not a joke.
This is something you did recently. This is you laying on top of your 12-year-old son like you're his lover recently, you crazy bitch. And there's nothing joke about this. This is just gross. All right, back to boy mom.
Or Noah, who grabbed my butt and said, there was a lot of fat on this butt.
I want to back that up because it gets stepped on just a little bit.
This is the treatment.
Or Noah, who grabbed my butt and said, there was a lot of fat on this butt. And I said,
she's talking about her son, and her son grabbed her ass. You know what I never did with my mom?
Grab her ass?
Not once.
No, me either. That's weird. That's gross and weird. And then to brag about how fat your ass is, you're sexualizing it even further.
Your son is comfortable grabbing your ass and talking about how fat it is? What?
I think Adebisi sums it up really well. What the fuck?
Yeah, because when I first watched this, I'm watching for Jenny, and I don't know who not fat is here.
Chubbs.
But I caught this part as like, stop right there. Your son ever grabs your ass, you need to tell him, don't do that.
Yeah, not appropriate.
My daughter walked up to me one day. I was at the sink, and she walks up to the sink to put something in it. And she used the back of her hand to hit my stomach and went, hey, Tubby. I did laugh, by the way. I thought it was funny as shit. I still think that moment was funny as shit.
That sounds funny. I'd laugh.
But that's how you tell your parent that they're getting fat. You don't grab their ass and go, nice junk in the trunk, Ma.
Yeah, that's not telling somebody that they're getting fat. That's them hitting on you. That's when my hand got stuck in the garbage disposal and my pants fell down. Oopsie poopsie.
Faithless says she's raising a rapist, apparently. No. She's raising her boyfriend. Yeah. That's what she's doing. And these two are talking about it like it's absolutely not. If I'm sitting with somebody and they tell me a story about how their child molested them and they're not, offended at that, we're stopping right there to discuss what just happened.
Yeah.
Like, wait, back up.
Hang on. Don't bury the lead.
Did you say your son grabbed your ass?
Yeah. And you don't have them in therapy already? It's weird.
That you're not wrong, Noah.
Yeah.
So yeah, another example,
Yes,
right?
Just
Toxic.
Use and abuse me.
Use and
and
abuse
I'm
me.
still like, is he gonna call?
That's a weird statement there. He uses and abuses her. Is he gonna call?
Yeah.
This is an unhealthy relationship on every conceivable level. And what gets me is this woman's not unattractive, but there's something wrong with her. And,
she tells us she's never been dumped, just so you guys know.
Isn't she divorced?
She's never been dumped. All right.
Right. She's probably single, isn't she?
She is single as far as I know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened with the divorce, if she instigated or what, but in her writing, she tells us that she's never been dumped.
She's got some really unhealthy transference going on here.
Yep.
Like, I was never that girl. I've never been in that kind of relationship.
First of all,
That's the part where I said it made it worse.
Yeah. Oh my God.
One, you shouldn't be in that kind of a relationship now. Just for the record, I don't know if anybody's told you that or not, but you shouldn't be dating your son. You shouldn't be using the term he uses and abuses me when you're talking about things like your son grabbing your ass. That's the statement that comes, the use and abuse part comes right after she's talking about how her son grabbed her ass. And let's be very clear, in today's world, a fat ass is not a bad thing. How many times, I mean, the Kardashians got famous largely off of their unshapely giant asses.
Oh, they're so gross.
Son's going to need therapy. No. Son needs therapy.
Yeah, he currently needs it. He's going to need it for a very long time.
That's not a future prospect. That is some shit just from what we've heard so far. These two haven't said that much. We've only been watching like less than a minute of this or maybe a minute of this.
Yeah.
And we already know these two kids need fucking therapy.
I think Faithful's just coined a new term. She's a sun dumpster.
She is a sun dumpster. If you guys want to know even more fucked up, she has another son. I think she has two more.
Is she touching that one?
No. The most time, maybe the good relationship, the best relationship, the best dating you'll ever do is your middle child.
I feel bad if she has a daughter because that's going to be seen as competition.
As far as I know, she doesn't have a daughter, but she does write about how she felt that she was in competition with her mother-in-law and that she will be with any guy or any girl that these kids hook up with. My mom was not happy with the prospect of her sons eventually growing up and dating, very much like I wasn't happy about the fact my daughter would eventually date, because I know what that leads to, and I don't want to think about my daughter in that respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they say Jesus is the only immaculate conception, but I know at least 3 other cases that's happened. And so there is a thing with being protective of your child and like nobody will ever be good enough for them. But it's not to the point where you're like competing openly with like the girl in his life. Like I never tried to outcompete my son-in-law for my daughter's attention because that'd be fucking weird. Like, why are you fetishizing your child like this? The best, if we strip away all these sexual connotations which she herself has put on this, the best we can say is that she fetishizes her child. And that's fucking weird. You should not be doing that with children. You shouldn't really be fetishizing anything, but feet people are feet people. You know what I mean? Anyhow, back to crazy.
Yeah, they're weird too.
They are.
I already think of, is he going to call in 20, 30 years? I'm not even, is he going to call today?
Right.
I'm worried about him not calling.
No, I'm going to be banished.
And you know what? That's fair. All parents worry that their kid, well, I say all parents, but not me. Like Lady Monkey does get kind of sad if the kids haven't called for a while. And I get it. I do, but I just figure they're out living their lives like I did when I was their age. But that's a natural thing for parents to worry about. But there's a difference between, I hope he calls and, you know, after he's grown up and has a life of his own, and he grabs my ass. Fucking degenerates.
Voicemail.
This lady is getting dumped in the sketchiest nursing home in the state.
This woman is gonna have her own granddaughter.
Probably.
Yeah. They're gonna need a DNA test, is all I'm saying.
No, she'll be one of those chicks that is like, oh, I can't have any more kids. It's okay, right? That doesn't make it weird.
Right.
No, I'm going to be banished to voicemail for all of eternity. And I'm just going to be like, I'm going to keep psychodialing. I'm going to be like, girl sending texts. Are you mad at me?
You're his mom. You're his mom. The fuck? I'm going to be the girl psycho texting. Are you mad at me?
This kid, when he turns like 18, he is going to get his dad to give him a couple $1,000. He's going to go change his name and disappear off the face of the earth. He'll be like some wandering hobo, like Bill Bixby in The Incredible Hulk, trying to avoid his mom who's hunting him down like it's her fucking mission in life.
I'm just going to go on the record and say, if this woman's name was Angel, her kid could be on a show called Touched by an Angel. I don't know where that joke came from.
Somewhere funny.
Like, I am going to be my worst nightmare.
And this is a joke. Let's just say it again. And I love your right.
Is it chubby?
You just told us a story about how your son grabbed your ass.
Yeah, and how you're jealous. Oh my God.
Okay, even if you want to be, it's a joke. We're playing up the relationship aspect of it. Oh, okay. Again, like I said, parents worry that their kids won't call enough. Oh, okay, and you're trying to make that seem work. Do we need to bring up the picture again? Where's the joke? Yeah, I'm having trouble finding the humor in that picture, Jack. I guess I'm just not open-minded enough for the humor of molesting your children.
Yeah, that's not something you joke about. That's how CPS visits your house.
It would be one thing if it was a one-time, really, really cringe joke.
Yeah,
but again, I mean, she said she's told this joke for years. Okay, so she's been telling that joke for years, and then she does this? I don't think that's a joke anymore.
Yeah, where are the hilarity elements here?
I don't see how you get to, I see it's clearly a joke when she's, laying on him like they're in a romantic relationship. And I think the worst part of that is somebody took that picture. And it was probably her other son. He's in the cuck chair. Because, they're going to be in a relationship too, I'm sure.
Yes. And I followed you for years before we met. And this is part of your humor. This mom, dictator lunches.
Yes.
Dictator lunches.
He's the dictator. And I live in this autocratic regime.
Okay.
And I can even get the humor of that, because having your life ruled by somebody that barely comes up to your knee is a real thing that happens, Jack.
Yeah.
But there's a part of it where you get to, and we're dating, and I'm going to lay on him like this and put the picture out there, where it's no longer a joke. And for the record, go seriously, guys, go check out Boy Moms. These are not sane women. And before, I was going to say fucking white girls, but Diddy's mom is famously just like this. Diddy's mom is fucking insane. She talks about her son like, I'm just going to say it, Diddy probably diddled his mom. Probably, allegedly. Go watch some of this, the interviews and how she talks about him. It's fucking insane. It's disturbing Oedipus level things. And yeah, you shouldn't be talking about your child. You probably shouldn't be talking about anybody but your significant other in the way these people talk about their kids.
I have to
this is amazingly unhealthy.
Yeah.
Down, like off with my head if I fucking serve you sun butter. You know what I'm saying? So
no, because my child didn't rule my life. Everything I did was for them. But if my child was like, I don't want to eat that, like, well, I guess you're not eating because this is dinner. And she's like, off with my head. You are raising psychopaths who are probably going to fuck their mom. Just saying. And, you know, you're going to be along for the ride. You're going to like it. You're going to be like, I'm the best. What's that? Galatea, the YouTuber, did a video on Diddy and his mom months ago, and this weirdo yesterday. Yeah, I think that's the video from them is the one I saw that brought this to my attention, and I believe I saw her Diddy video. Yeah, I blame her a little bit for this being in my life today because I was blissfully unaware. This actually blew up about 3 weeks ago, Jack.
Oh, I hadn't heard about this, but I avoid this kind of bullshit.
Made people take this the wrong way. The caption, or they thought like the hug was. I mean, what do you think set people off?
I think they thought that maybe the hug looked lascivious. I'm not.
Well, I'm impressed she knew the word lascivious and used it appropriately, but
I'm not. I have a feeling it's like probably tattooed above the vagina her son has to look at every night.
Ugh. That's haunting. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I didn't even need the caption. All I need to know is that's a mom laying on her 12-year-old son to be disgusted by this picture. The caption just made it worse. But it's just a joke that I'm telling.
Right.
I don't think they like the caption toxic. I think
I'm going to be quite honest with you, lady. The fact that you called it a toxic relationship is the least interesting part of what you said. I think people just didn't like me calling him toxic. No. But that is not even close to on my mind about what is wrong with what you said and did there. I mean, if you want to talk about toxic, mom hugging her son like that and calling him her date is a toxicity that he doesn't need exposed to, and unfortunately clearly is. But Jack, when I read you or when I said the statement and then we heard them say the statement, did the toxicity part jump out at you? What was wrong with that?
No, there were numerous things that jumped out at me that were wrong with this, but low on the list was the word toxicity.
Yeah.
it got in some sort of algorithm search and you're probably reading about like being like abused, and then you see this woman like embracing her son and they're just like, what the fuck? You know,
let's follow that logic for a second. People are looking for toxic relationships of parents molesting their children, and then they came across you on the bed with your son and they freaked out. Yeah, that's probably what happened. In the real world, the kind of people who would be looking for that jacked off to that picture you put up.
Yeah. what disturbs me quite a bit about this is, even if she was joking, let's say hypothetically this is all just a big silly sketch she's doing. There's a very real possibility that CPS could investigate this and she could go to prison.
CPS should absolutely investigate this. I'm sorry.
Yes.
This relationship, and for the record, fat ass mom over there, that needs investigated too.
Yeah.
Her child is feeling her up and she's just like, and I'm just hoping he calls. Really?
Well, I mean,
really?
You're admitting to your son touching you inappropriately. You're touching him inappropriately. You have photographs of you doing quasi-sexual acts. There's a lot of case buildup here that could really go against you pretty harshly if a really thirsty prosecutor got a hold of it. And somebody that wants to make a name for themselves or go to a higher office, they could absolutely nail these clowns for this kind of stupid shit. And it's not going to end well. This will haunt you forever.
I just want to remind everybody that we're talking about a 12-year-old because when they're discussing the behavior that is toxic, the mom, the other chick, mentions wiping an ass.
Yep.
You shouldn't be wiping your 12-year-old's ass unless they're like severely mentally and physically retarded. And as far as I know, neither of their children are.
I really hope the FBI is monitoring these people. Every single boy mom needs to be monitored.
There's one thing about, trying to paint a toxic relationship with an infant. Ha, okay.
Yeah, that's been a joke for centuries.
But you're doing it about a 12-year-old.
Couldn't handle it.
They couldn't handle it.
It threw them over the edge.
People were saying they want to call CPS on you.
And my sister had the best response. She's like, somebody should call CPS on me for ordering my son Taco Bell for dinner.
You're stupid for making this into a joke, lady, because this is very serious. CPS would absolutely investigate this, and there's a very real possibility you could lose your children because you're saying all these crazy things and sexualizing your child.
AP, thanks for the raid, my friend. You came in at a horrible time. I imagine this is a kind of video you were already aware of. But we're covering boy mom at the end of the show here, and God damn it, I hate life right now.
Oh, AP threw up a hilarious short earlier of Andrew Wilson talking to a prostitute. It was one of the funniest things I've seen all day.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I retweeted it. So
for the new people, this lady put this picture up on the internet with the caption, your relationship with your eldest son will be the most toxic person you ever date. And she just told us that the best response to this was her sister saying, somebody should call CPS on me because I ordered Taco Bell for my kid. They order Taco Bell way differently than I do.
Yeah. Apparently, maybe it's a pink Taco Bell. I don't know. Somebody made a run for the border. You know what I'm saying?
She just, the best response to all the CPS stuff is, my sister said she should have CPS called because she ordered Taco Bell. He.
And that's one of the problems you have with these like middle and upper class white women with nothing better to do on their hands. They don't take anything seriously. She will be freaked out and crying the day they perp walk her because of all the dumb shit she said when she gets arrested for this.
Because that is like, what are we talking about?
We're talking about you saying you're dating your 12-year-old son, you fucking freak.
Yeah, you degenerate. What are we, like 5 minutes into this show? And
let's see. The clip starts right there. So we are, I can't do the math. Only like 3 minutes in. It's not really that far.
I think that's a record for us because we've been talking about this for almost an hour.
Holy shit. I didn't realize it had been an hour. For those who joining us just now, this lady, who's not the one who posted that thing, she's defending this. And she tells us that her son grabbed her ass and mentioned how fat it was. He.
Yeah, Chubbs McTubby here with the big forehead is interviewing crazy pervy mom who is a boy mom, and I swear, Medicare picked a really bad time to be dying.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is some internet insanity level shit, and that stuff has never gone away. It's just transformed. Probably 10 years ago, this lady would have been a furry.
Frosted, thank you so much. I'm not sure I can read that. Can't she fuck a
woof?
Yeah, there you go. Can't she fuck a woof like a normal white chick? Yeah.
Right?
No, she's dating her son, man.
Talking
And
about.
by the way, if you knew my son, like he's really the predator. You know what I mean?
That doesn't make it better. She was groomed by her 12-year-old. Oh my god. Do you know how many pedophiles say that shit? Like, oh, I was seduced by the child.
Look at how this lady's laughing at that. You're exactly right. Every pedophile says this.
Yeah, this is textbook examples of I mean, seriously, she could be charged for this stuff. She is opening a can of whoop ass on herself from some hungry DA that is looking to make an example out of some stupid white woman.
Jared said fetal alcohol syndrome on the one on the right, or on the fat one. Yeah. I mentioned early on, she looks like drug, but you guys are probably right. It probably is. What a psycho mom. If you guys are not familiar with boy moms, look them up on TikTok. They are gross. We haven't talked about them on this show in a long, long time until this stupid shit came up.
There's a reason for that. They're disgusting perverts.
Mm-hmm.
And TikTok and Instagram are filled with these people. And it's disgusting. So much degeneracy goes on TikTok. It really does help kill my hope for humanity.
Yeah. All right.
He's the one who's fucking all over me. I've been trying.
Wait. Did you hear what she just said? He's the one that's all over me. Let's bring the picture back up. He's the one on the bottom right there. We can tell because the blonde hair here and the bra strap. That's her on top of him.
Yeah, well, look, he clearly pulled her down looking to suckle some fresh breast milk from her. Yeah, this is so unhealthy.
He's the predator.
To lock him out of the bathroom for the last 12 years.
No, the bathroom is crazy.
I have not watched this part of it. I couldn't take it and I stopped earlier. I'm glad we made it to this part here.
Does she watch him poop?
This is what I was talking. She wrote an article about her son and being a boy mom and how he just last week was following her to the bathroom. He's obsessed with her, don't you know? Well, yeah, when you raise him to be your boyfriend, that's probably going to happen. But I'm glad that she mentioned that this is all the way to 12 years old. He's needing mom in the bathroom.
That is really unhealthy and weird. It's not like he's disabled or special needs of some regard. No, this is allegedly an able-bodied 12-year-old who needs her help in the bathroom. That's some fetish shit.
I'd fuck her if I was 12. Well, at 12, I would have too, but not my own mom.
Yeah, I'd probably do her now. Who am I kidding? But it would probably be the most healthy sex she's had.
Somebody said how I met my mother. Oh shit. Marky, thank you. Yeah, that's this is so weird.
How he felt his mother. Ew.
All right, we are going to wrap up there because we are at 2.5 hours. I didn't realize this has gone on for so long that
if you want to keep going, I'm fine with it. This is going to get worse.
All right, we'll go a little bit longer.
Just wants my undivided. But I do think it has to last fucking all over me. I've been trying to lock him out of the bathroom for the last 12 years.
No, the bathroom is crazy.
He just wants my undivided. But I do think it.
When you just want to go to the bathroom. Again, I've raised children, Jack, and none of my children at 12 years old were trying to break into the bathroom to get dad's attention.
Yeah,
they weren't going into my wife either.
The bathroom anyway.
If your 12-year-old is like, mommy, 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 when you're in the bathroom, you fucked up. You did some shit wrong. Or they're retarded. Look, for the record, if you have a retarded child that needs that much attention, it makes sense. But as far as we know, this is just a normal 12. Well, he's not normal now, but you're not mentally or physically disabled in any way.
Yeah. No, if that kid's trying to barge in on her while she's pooping, maybe he's got a fecal fetish and she has like a little boy fetish. I don't know. But there's some real unhealthy shit going on in this house, if any of this is even remotely true.
I do. This is kind of very tangentially related. We're at Arby's today, right? I told you that earlier.
Arby's.
And that couple next to us, the mom gets up and leaves, and she's gone for like 15 minutes. And dad repeatedly tells the kids that mom's in the bathroom. Neither of the kids, who were both very young, got up and ran to the bathroom for mom. They're apparently more well-adjusted than her 12-year-old.
Well, they're probably normal kids.
Lady Monkey really had to pee, and she just didn't. She waited till we got home because of how long that lady was in the bathroom.
She's doing bad things to that bathroom.
I am not going in there after that. A woman in a public restroom for 15 minutes. There's something bad happened in there.
Yeah, alone, especially. Yeah,
alone.
There's probably a Jeremy Hambley situation where there's poop splattered all over the place.
Anyway.
It has to do with.
Yes, this was very important. When he said this to me, my mind was blown.
I think that if I had made this joke a month ago, 2 months ago, it would have played differently.
When you were married.
Because and I'm still married, but
when
I was
you were
publicly with a man. And
No, it's still weird. It's still very weird. And I find suspect with your ex now too.
If you made this joke, see, even you recognize how fucking weird it is.
Yeah, and I'm a degenerate, but Jesus Christ.
I just got to be honest with you. If I, wander into my son's room and my wife is laying on him like this when he's 12, it doesn't matter that we're married. We're having a conversation.
Conversation, more like with the cops explaining why you beat the fuck out of your wife.
Like, why are you trying to rape our child?
Yeah. Everything about this is just unhealthy, and she needs counseling at the minimum.
Yeah.
And possibly institutionalization.
Well, so far she thinks the problem is that she used the word toxic, which I literally have not seen anybody freak out about.
No, nobody cares about that.
And that she's no longer with her husband. They're still married, but he's like, fuck this crazy bitch.
Well, she's trying to play the sexism card. Like, if I was still with my husband, it wouldn't have mattered. No, it would still be really weird, and I'd question all three of you. Okay.
You see this, you're getting the shovel, right? Right?
I think that there's something about a woman who is not attached to a man that somehow reads as a threat.
It's not a
you
threat.
Called
you're a predator, but
you called it dating, you crazy bitch. I'm not with a guy, so you guys seeing me say I'm dating my son, you're overreacting. No, it'd still be weird if you were with a guy and said you were dating your son and put that
this is
picture
the
up,
rubber glue argument. Yeah. I'm not the degenerate. You're the one seeing it dirty, you pervert.
I know how to fix her a good old lobotomy. Fair.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
First of all, this is really important what you're saying, because stop and think about it. Jenny has never gotten shit about this subject. She's been making the same joke for years.
Wrote for fucking Parents Magazine, a standing column. I've been a voice on motherhood in a lot of ways.
I guarantee if you go back to when we talked about boy moms before, I criticized this cunt then.
Probably. Yeah. The fact that you're a voice on parenting for people is terrifying. You should not be influencing other people. You need mental help, lady.
Here's another thing. It is one thing to, again, paint it as a toxic relationship. The way you have to take care of a child, that they need all of your attention. You're responsible for cleaning up after them when they make nasty, disgusting, like they vomit all over your floor. You got to clean it up. Okay, that's one thing. It's an entirely different thing to put up that picture of you laying on your son like that. Because maybe we could write it all off as a joke until we see that picture, you crazy, crazy cunt.
Yeah, the things she says in that photo, I'm wondering what other stuff is going on in that house. What other photos does she have that she hasn't put online?
That's like what my platform was.
And
was
you've been
built
making
on.
this kind of joke forever. And
don't say milking. That's wow.
I don't want to see this, but you've been making this kind of joke. Okay, where is she laying on her infant child this way? That is a picture that you take with your intimate partner. That is not a picture you take with your son, you crazy bitches. They're acting like this doesn't exist.
Yeah. Like, who lays on their kid like that? That is so gross and weird.
The kind of people that she writes for, if you are not familiar with boy moms, you really should dig into them because they're fucking insane. The kind of people who are reading what you're saying about how to raise children and like, yeah, that makes sense, are also pedophiles. That's all I'm going to get out of what you're telling me here. There is no credible person who's ever raised a child who's reading what you're saying about your 12-year-old trying to break into the bathroom with you, or however old her son is, grabbing your ass and talking about how fat it is and being like, yeah, that's perfectly healthy. This is Game of Thrones shit.
The fact that the first time it gets taken in this twisted way,
Yeah,
and people are calling you intense shit. Like, I mean, they're
like
pedophile. You're a pedophile, an incestuous pedophile. With that,
what? Yeah, you're either a pedo or you're wearing the uniform of one very, very, very well.
We hope that Jason gets custody of your children.
No, it's crazy.
I don't know anything about Jason Biggs, but I hope he gets custody of these kids.
I kind of want a third party to have them because they just got divorced a few months ago. So unless they were separated for the entirety of this joke thing, I'm a little nervous about him being around too.
For those of you who just joined us recently, the dad in this situation, Jason Biggs from the American Pie franchise.
We think that you are a pedophile.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I do think she
insane.
She has the uniform of one for sure.
For hugging,
sending my sister DMs. Do you molest kids too?
That's a fair question when she compared this to ordering Taco Bell. I don't know how you guys order Taco Bell, but I've never, been like, hey, let's go to Taco Bell. When do you get in here so I can molest you first? Never happened in my house, Jack.
If you want Taco Bell, you have to come in Mommy's special playroom.
We went to Taco Bell when I was a kid. Mom never pulled me in for this first. I think the least offensive thing people have said is that your husband should get custody of the kids, you crazy, dirty bitch.
Right?
Out of control.
Out of control.
And then I die there.
She's not helping with this. She seems like she's on drug stuff.
Yeah. And pronouncing it like cunt-troll.
Cunt-troll.
Jason Biggs' estranged wife. I'm literally sitting next to Jason. I'm like, I guess I'm your estranged fucking wife. Like, it's like the picture they paint is.
But these are people that.
We're going to stop there. The picture they paint. I'm just going to leave the picture on the screen. The picture they paint. Bitch, you had this picture taken and put it online and called your son your date. Said he's the most toxic person you'll ever date. I hate these people. But we are going to wrap up there, guys. I will throw the rest of this retarded interview into chat if you guys want to watch it. There was stuff before where they just, are first meeting and not first meeting, first starting the show. And then they finally get into, the incestuous child touching here. Fuck. I hate that I live on a planet where these people exist.
I hate this behavior is tolerated.
Yeah. Well, to me, I mean, as offensive as the one chick is, the lady who brought her on her show and then shared the story of her son grabbing her ass, that's almost worse because she's the one excusing the behavior. Maybe some people like it's inappropriate for me to lay on top of my 12-year-old son who's probably popping a boner while I'm there. And they're like, I didn't know. That's just, I wasn't raised around boys, so I don't understand how this happens. I didn't know I was supposed to tell him to leave me alone when I'm naked from the waist down, piddling. Maybe you can make that argument. You can't make that argument for people who are looking from it from the outside. Your job here should have been to be like, bitch, you crazy, and probably we need to get that kid a whole bunch of help. But then she'd have to admit that her kid needs help too. That is so gross. He grabbed my ass and said how fat it was. That's so fucking nasty. That was the part that dictated that we were going to talk about this on the show. As bad as the other shit is, this woman being like, yep, my son grabbed my ass. And it wasn't followed by, so I broke his hand. And that's why CPS was called.
Yeah.
I can't imagine grabbing my mom's ass.
No, that's weird. It's weird and gross.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for joining us. I thought the Mangione shit would be the worst shit we talked about, and then I remembered this.
No, weird day.
Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. Thank you so much for the tips. You guys are so kind to us. We really, really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show?
I dropped a couple links to some videos recently. As always, thank you guys so much for the tips, all the support you give us. It is greatly appreciated. Happy birthday again to Dark Resurrect. Hope you had a good one. But it's good seeing everybody. Thanks for coming out and watching us from AP show too.
Yeah, check out AP if you guys aren't following him. That's Adonis Paul. He's I think one of the funniest people on the internet, and check him out. He does great work. Everybody, Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Take care of yourselves. We love you, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I stopped singing at the end of the show, so bye.